It's Friday. Happy Friday, Nashville. Chase and Big Joe here on 1025 The Game. Connor, Nute, Nick Frazier filling in one more time for Chuck and JoJo as they are all out this week. Well, Joe, I think has already probably started the weekend, being as he was up at 4:30 this morning. Chase, we think he's still in Florida. He could be lying to us.
I don't know. We have no clue where he's at.
We don't know. But regardless, we are here. We are broadcasting live from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly BI membership, where the buzz is always about great service. Brando, of course, back with us again today, behind the ones and twos, behind the glass, keeping the ship running. Nick Frazier, how we doing today?
Pretty good. I did not go to trivia last night. I was
You
out.
did not?
No, I was going to visit with some friends at, doing trivia in East Nashville, but I forgot I was going to Scoreboard Bar and Grill yesterday. Congratulations to Scoreboard. I've known the Hobbs family since I was a kid, and just congratulations to Barrett. I know, John A. way back in the day, Ronnie, his father, and now Barrett takes it over, and they've done a really good job with that. I just remember hearing him last night talk about the percentages of those places that have been open since 96. He's a part of the 4%.
30 years.
Yeah, 30 years, man.
Wow.
30 years of the Scoreboard Bar and Grill. They've done a really good job with it, and just really happy for the family and all their success. So congrats to 30 years and 30 more plus.
Indeed. I extend that congratulations. I don't know them personally. I've never had Scoreboard Bar and Grill, so maybe that's my mission here.
Fantastic place. Right off Music Valley Drive exit, and you're right next to Nashville Palace. It's just a great place to enjoy with friends and family.
But I extend my congratulations.
Yes.
30 years in business is a long time, and obviously you're doing something right if you can stay in business that long. So congratulations to them. Last night was Christmas, to put it shortly. I mean, let's be honest. All three of us are young guys here, and
absolutely,
we like to pick up the sticks every once in a while, or pretty often, if you or me. College Football 27 came out last night, and it was the added bonus of my Xbox came in last night. So I had a lot of fun. The game is good. A lot of in-depth traditions. I really nerded out when I saw you open the game and it's, EA Sports. It's in the game. And then it cuts to I think for me it was Malachi Tony. I don't know if it sets, if there's more. But it was like the old opens. I remember playing Madden 10 where it was a bunch of Saints fans going, "Go Saints, it's in the game." Now it's back. So it was Malachi Tony hitting the U. It's all about the U. It's in the game. I was like, this is childhood. It is right back here. So then I got into the game and, I nerd out about stuff like that. Like the menus are sick.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Kentucky menu. I'm sure you have Mississippi State. I'm sure Brando has Vanderbilt.
Oh, yeah.
So they're all different. There's just minor things like they finally put actual physical flags in the game. So when a flag happens, you see the flag come out, and that's how I know it's awesome. Joel Klatt is actually really good on the call. I played a game with him last night. Holly Rowe does a good job. And then Chris Fowler, and then your other broadcaster.
Jesse Palmer, David Pollock. Yeah, they do a really good job.
Yeah.
See, I get the 3-man booth in my dynasty. I guess I'm a smaller school. I get Jesse Palmer, I get David Pollock, and Chris Fowler.
Real? Not Reese Davis?
I'm sorry, Reese Davis. Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because in dynasty you get them unless it's like a game of the week or whatever.
Gotcha.
Which in my imagination is the game College Game Day goes to. So every time I get that, I sing to myself, "We're coming to your city." That's what I think of.
Man, if they could get the rights and put that in the game, that'd be fantastic.
I mean, they've basically got ESPN everything except for Joel Klatt, who is Fox's guy.
Well, if you go back to College Football 26 or 25, it was 25. That's what it was. David Pollock got let go from ESPN, and he was in the game. I felt like that is kind of what hindered the full ESPN takeover.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of transitioned to what Madden does with Mike Tirico and Greg Olson. They're combined on a call. Now you have college football with Joel Klatt and now David Pollock, Reese Davis, all that stuff.
Yeah, but it's fun. I'm gonna get into some dynasty tonight, so I'm very interested to see how that is. In talking to people who have actually played the game, it sounds like the whole microtransaction thing is wildly overblown.
Sure,
which I don't know. I haven't played it yet, so we'll see. But, of course, we had to start the show. Tonight, it's all about Let's Go Hokies, because that's where I'll be starting. Without further ado, it is the Chase and Big Joe show, the People's Show. So tradition says we start the show off with our question of the day, I thought today would be a good way to wrap it up this week with you and me. So we'll go with a sports question, but not your traditional sense. We'll go. I was thinking about this. As I was playing it with it in my office, I have a bat of the St. Louis Cardinals sitting on my desk, and it made me think about all the childhood memories I have going to Busch Stadium. But that's not the answer to this question. Our question today, brought to you by Possibly You.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can put in some work and try and get some sponsors while they're out.
There you go.
Brought to you by Possibly You. What is the first sports game you remember watching in person? For me, the answer to that is I remember going to Memphis to watch the Redbirds play. I don't remember who they may have been the Sounds that they played, actually. But I remember watching them. And my dad tells me, I was like 3, but my dad tells me that we were only going to stay for an inning or two because we didn't think you were going to handle it. And we thought you were going to fall asleep or something.
Right.
I was wide awake for all 9 innings and I was into it. And he tells me that's when we knew you were going to be a sports nut throughout your life. So that is my answer. You can give us your answer at 615-737-1025. Our phone and text lines driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Nick Frazier, what is your first memory of watching a sports game in person?
I believe it was, I could go back to Greer Stadium, like for high school. I remember Father Ryan played a lot of their high school football games at Greer Stadium in right field, hanging out there and watching those games, watching the Nashville Sounds, obviously at Greer Stadium, way back the day when Ryan Braun was still playing here. And a few others. The one that really does stick out in my brain was the playoff game. It was the Titans and the Ravens. It was ice cold. I think it was the game that everybody keeps talking about with Chris Johnson and Ray Lewis. They had that whole feud of like he was trying to break his ankle. You remember that game? I remember I was like 9. Let's see, what year was that? 2009, right? Was that 2009 or 2008 maybe?
Chris Johnson's 2,000-yard season?
I don't know if it was 2000.
That was 09.
Yes.
Yeah.
But played him in the divisional round. I have to go back and look at that. But I just remember.
Were they the 1 seed that year?
I think so.
I think that was 09.
Okay.
If I remember.
And I just remember watching that game, and it was crazy. It was, I think I was like 9. I was 10 years old. Yeah, I was 10 years old. That game was fantastic. It just had that playoff energy, that atmosphere that I think a lot of people are missing or yearning for in this market. Hopefully the Titans get back to that here pretty soon. But that's one game I do recall. And then my first Cardinals game, not my first one, but one of the few at the beginning. It was my 19th birthday. This wasn't one of the first ones, but I just recall that memory. And my brother surprised me like, "Hey, we're going to Patty's Settlement. It's on the drive up to St. Louis." And I was like, I have a buddy named Josh. His mom's name's Patty. And I texted him. I was like, at 4 a.m. I was like, why are we eating breakfast at your place at like 5 in the morning? And he goes, dude, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll get my mom up and we'll start making breakfast. So they started making breakfast at like 5 a.m. and we were already driving to St. Louis. And my folks were like, all right, we're going to stop this right now. Let them go back to bed. We're headed to St. Louis for your birthday, surprising you for a Cardinals game. Yeah. Played the Mets, ended up winning. So yeah, that was a fun time, but I remember that one as well.
Speaking of memories, I flipped on a channel called Origin Sports here, and they've got Kentucky versus Tennessee basketball 2006. This was the game Jody Meeks went off for about 51 points inside DBA.
Wow.
So Kentucky fans, I recommend you turn it over. Tennessee fans, I recommend you don't. Anyways, Brando, what is your first memory watching a game in person?
My first one is definitely Vanderbilt basketball. I was 7 years old, never had been to any actual like college or pro sporting event at the time. And I don't even remember who they were playing because it was a bye game in like mid to late November. But I remember it was right during the prime years of 2000s Vanderbilt. So it was like freshman year John Jenkins and Jeffrey Taylor and Festus Ezeli and all those guys. I think it was the year they made the Sweet 16 as well. And I remember just being in that crowd, being in that atmosphere. I absolutely fell in love with it. That is how I always knew I was going to love college basketball. And I've been absolutely hooked on it ever since.
Yeah. I mean, my first college basketball memory is this wasn't in person, but I remember in 2009, the first year of John Calipari at Kentucky, I remember watching, and they had this point guard, and he was super fast. And he wore number 11, which I always thought was a cool number. And he did this cool dance, and he had a really cool last name. His name was Wall. And I was like, I really like this guy. And then I fell in. Well, my dad obviously raised us to be Kentucky fans, but
Yeah,
I fell in love with John Wall, and that was my entryway. And ever since then, it's been go Big Blue. I mean, across all sports. You know me. I am not one of those. Well, I'm a Kentucky basketball fan, but I'm an Alabama football fan.
yeah.
Those are the worst.
It goes against the rule book.
It does.
And to your point about John Wall, my buddy, one of my best friends, Matt, now lives in Arizona, but his dad, Mr. Mark, shout out Mr. Mark, would always take us to Vandy basketball games. He had season tickets.
Yep.
And that was one game I remember vividly. It was watching John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins.
Yep.
And in pregame, they're just tossing alley-oops. I'm like, oh, my word, this team's an NBA team. And I'm seeing this at Memorial Gym. It's fantastic. I think at the time, Kevin Stallings was still the coach.
He was.
And it was to the point Brando was making about Festus Ezeli, Brad Tinsley, Jeffrey Taylor, 3-point specialist. Who was that? War number 23.
Eric Bledsoe.
No, for Vanderbilt. You know what I'm talking about, Brando. Jeffrey Taylor and
John Jenkins.
John Jenkins.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hendersonville guy.
Yeah. That team was special. And I think that Vandy team going against that Kentucky team, that's what made it fantastic. That was Memorial Magic at its finest.
Yeah. And it's funny because a lot of people kind of forget that just because it feels like such a long time ago. But it's funny. One of the videos that you will see circulating on Twitter from Vanderbilt fans, it's either 2007 Vanderbilt versus Tennessee when Tennessee came in number 1 in the country after they had beaten Memphis with Derrick Rose.
Yep.
And it's that game in 2012 against Kentucky when College Game Day was here and Kentucky had that stacked roster and Vanderbilt lost that game, but it just showed what Vanderbilt athletics can be when you give them a winning product to actually root for.
Was that the same weekend College Game Day was here? Was it Kentucky, Vandy? Was College Game Day there that day?
Yes, College Game Day was actually there that day at Memorial Gym.
Because Dick Vitale was there. That was before he was off the panel.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, I want to get one of those little net hats, the State Farm net hats.
Yeah. There's a video that he was like crowd surfing in the student section before the game.
How the mighty have fallen. College basketball game day used to be so much fun, and now it's horrible. Oh my God, it's so bad.
Awful product.
It's terrible. And then football was the opposite. I mean, it was always good. Now I think it's better because I think Pat McAfee does a good job. Saban being on there is fantastic. But how the mighty have fallen with college basketball game day. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. We'll get to a lot of your thoughts. Text lines lighting up, phone lines lighting up. Get those calls and texts in right now. We'll get to your first in-person sports memory. Coming up next here on the Chase and Big Joe Show, Connor Nute, Nick Frazier, Brandon Bigsby here with you on 1025 The Game. Don't let whoever's sitting back there with you motivate your playlist today, please.
Fair enough. We do know what day it is.
That is true. I haven't had one of those in a while.
What's
a White
that?
Girl Friday.
Oh, yeah. Today is Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is White Girl Friday. So without further ado, even though I've been singing Michael Jackson all morning, hey, there's Patrick Sparks, number 22. We're watching Tennessee and Kentucky basketball from 2006 when Kentucky went into Knoxville and won 80-78. So
great memory.
Definitely didn't Google that during the break. Anyways, welcome back in. Chase and Big Joe here on 102.5 The Game. If you're looking for Chase and Joe, you missed Joe. He was on in the mornings. And you're missing Chase today because he's out on vacation. So you got to deal with us losers. Nute and Nick Frazier here with you on this Friday. And we're in the Friday spirit. Our question of the day today, what is the first sporting event you remember going to see in person? And we have a lot of response. So without further ado, let's get to it. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Let's go to our phone lines and welcome in Ned, who has his first memory. Ned, what's up? Ned, are you with us?
Oh. Call back, Ned.
All right, Ned, call back.
We'll get to you.
We'll call back. Let's go to Jack, who is on our phone line. Jack, go ahead.
So I grew up in East Texas outside of Houston. And so my first was to go to a high school football. And since as an elective, I took typing. I was in the class every year with all the cheerleaders. So me and my buds walk into the first game of the season, and they all come running over, making over me, and don't even see them. They may as well have been fire plugs. And they were like, "How did you do that?" And I said, "Well, while you guys were busting your butts in wood shop, I was taking typing, and I'm the only guy in there with 31 girls." Dang, I should have took typing. So a year or so after that, one of the other local schools actually played for the state championship against the mighty Odessa Permian in the Astrodome.
Wow.
Which was sold out for the back then they didn't have 5A, so it was a 4A playoff sellout, 60,000 seats for a high school football game. And then my first pro game a year or two after that, I went to see the first preseason game of the season with the Oilers versus the Dolphins, and it was Earl Campbell's first game.
Oh.
I was working for a company. We had seats about 5 rows up behind the Miami bench, and they'd call these, and Houston would be on offense. If you see 3 or 4 Miami linemen stacked up with these 2 giant legs churning at one end of the pile, pushing them all back, and it sounded like a train wreck every time they snapped the ball. And these guys would come back to the bench going, "Who is that kid? He's killing me."
Thank you for the call, Jack. We appreciate it. Yeah.
You got it.
I imagine, first off, what a story about high school in East Texas.
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering where we were going on this journey with Jack, and he got there, but it took a minute.
Jack's the man.
Jack is the man. And I really want to go see a high school football game in the state of Texas because that is the purest form of high school football, in my opinion, in a state that is their bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to do it. But Earl Campbell for the Houston Oilers, his first game against the Miami Dolphins, not even a real game, a preseason game. That's a story to tell. Let's get to some of the texts here. Dustin in Hopkinsville tells us that his first event, Nashville Speedway. My grandfather knew Jeff Purvis. Adam Petty was still alive. We ate ribs with Purvis in the infield after the race. Great guy. We're going to get a lot of racing on here today.
I'm sure of it.
This is
for racing show.
Professional racing. 4312, 1993 Talladega, watching Dale Sr. win, and it got flashed by a lady in the crowd. Remember Dad saying over and over on the way home, "Don't say a word to your mother." Yeah, okay.
That's typical for Talladega specifically.
Yeah.
That's
I'm thinking of
hilarious.
Ricky Bobby now. "Hey, driver!"
Oh, yeah. Something else.
I won't say the rest of it.
Yeah.
Kevin, 1973, 9 years old, Houston Astrodome, Astros versus Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Was does that mean Sandy Koufax was pitching
That'd be nice to know.
around that time
Yeah.
for Los Angeles?
That is awesome. Maybe like Don Sutton.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
that's cool. 3348. I was at both Vandy basketball games you referenced, the UT game when they were number 1 and the UK game that Vandy lost in a close game late. Incredible atmosphere both times. Yeah, I think we're re-entering the era of Vanderbilt basketball where it's a fun atmosphere again.
100%. No question.
I was supposed to go to the game this year in Memorial against Kentucky, and the ice storms hindered me from that. And thank God that they did, because Kentucky got blown out in that game, and then they won in Rupp. So the series I think that's going to be a fun series this upcoming season. I think Vanderbilt's going to have a preseason All-American on their team in Tyler Tanner. And, Kentucky is always going to be Kentucky, the team that everyone wants to beat.
Right.
No matter how good or bad they are. So that's going to be fun. Nevada Josh on our text line says, first sports event I remember, it was either 1993 or 94 WWF Royal Rumble in San Jose at the Shark Tank. I also remember going to a lot of San Jose Sharks games. They were like a 5-year-old new team at the time, and the San Jose SaberCats Arena football games that started in 95.
Yeah. I can recall some young
Royal Rumble. Okay. So in 92, Ric Flair won, I think. 93, was it Michaels? Shawn Michaels?
Looking that up.
Let's see. 1993.
Yokozuna.
Okay. I was going to say it was too early for the Stone Cold era, but I feel like Hogan was probably past his prime a little bit there. So I was wondering, I was thinking it was either Michaels or Bret Hart, one of the two.
Yeah. No, you said that was 92?
93.
93. Okay. That makes
sense. Yokozuna won in 93. He eliminated Macho Man.
Yep.
That's the last man.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. 8466. My first sporting event was when I was a kid. My brother-in-law took me and my nephew to an old Memphis Chicks baseball game. All right. So we have something in common. That was my first that I can remember. I'm sure we went to some Predators games. Actually, I know we went to Predators games because when I was 1 or 2 or 3, I had an irrational fear of fan noises.
Oh,
like I was afraid of crowds.
Really?
So, do you remember the old Predators hype video that they played where the tiger, the saber-toothed tiger went up on top of the building and roared and the whole crowd went crazy? That freaked me the hell out.
That's the best promo they ever made.
And now I watch it, I'm like, holy crap, this thing is awesome.
Because at the end of that, they had the saber-tooth tiger went up the spire. Up front. Yeah, it was a fantastic
They should
video.
bring that back.
I would love that.
It's like the Chicago Bulls when they started doing the Sirius with Michael Jordan, with the Bulls rushing towards Chicago Arena, I think it's called. Now it's the United Center.
Can we just get like a nostalgia week for the Nashville Predators? I know they do like a 90s night.
Just do a throwback night.
Can we do a throwback week if they have like a stretch of home games?
Wear the old Navy.
I'd be up for that. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I would too.
Do we miss the old Navy as the primaries, or do you feel like the Predators have kind of established the all gold at this point?
I like the all gold
thing.
I like the all gold now because it's unique,
right?
And people look at it now and they're like, "That's the Predators." However, we talked about this a little bit yesterday on DVD. If they were to bring an a third jersey in, I feel like you have to go Navy.
Bring back the primary old Navy in the rotation of things. I mean, no, they had the 2011 all Navy jersey that had like that little
with the black checker flag.
And it had like the little like flashes of bright blue in there,
which I get a lot of crap for this every time I say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Hot take: that jersey is my least favorite in Nashville Predators history.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely under the radar, but if you go back and look, I think that's one of the, I'd say, least talked about jerseys that goes under the radar. You know what I mean? Like something should be brought back.
Let's see. Devin and Dixon, 4 years old at the 1992 Charlotte Motor Speedway fall race. I was hooked and became a NASCAR fan for life. We're getting a lot of racing texts on here today. I appreciate it. It's diverse. I'm waiting for someone to be like, yeah, my first game was 1998 in Neyland Stadium. Something like that. But great participation so far. We'll keep that going. 615-737-1025. What is your first memory of a sports game you attended in person? We'll keep that going coming up next. Plus, there is some things sports related that we should talk about. I think it's time to do a little bit of a slight debate here. It's Friday. It's Fun Friday. And the theme this week across all shows, it feels like, has been nostalgia. Ranking teams, ranking players, ranking coaches in Nashville. So with that being said, I think we as a group should come up with the top 5 greatest Nashville sports teams of the last, let's say, 26 years.
Okay.
Of the century. We'll do that coming up next, right here on the Chase and Big Joe Show on 102.5 The Game. Much better. I appreciate that. Welcome back in. Chase and Big Joe here on 102.5 The Game. Connor Nute, Nick Frazier in for Chase and Joe. Hey, the Bruschetta Bourbon Music City Grand Prix is coming to Nashville Super Speedway Saturday, July 18th and Sunday night, July 19th. And 102.5 The Game has your chance to win tickets to the IndyCar race. Text in the keyword right now, race, R-A-C-E, to 615-737-1025 to win tickets. For more information on the event, visit musiccitygrandprix.com. What an abrupt ending to Michael that was.
Love it.
It's okay.
That was not intentional. I could never disrespect Michael like that.
No, I mean, if it were up to me, we'd play him the entire show. But
Oh, me too. We play the whole album.
still some texts coming in, so maybe we'll have to postpone this debate on the top 5 Nashville teams of all time or of the last century.
Okay.
Because I mean, text line is blowing up, and so is the phone line. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Our question of the day is what, Nick Frazier?
It is the I guess first ever memory of your sports fandom. Is that correct? Like the first, I guess,
Close.
sporting event you've been to.
Yeah, first memory or your first sporting event you saw in person.
Because it kind of morphed into something else as well. So that's why I was like, didn't really know how to categorize it.
Let's get to some more reaction. Johnny in Hendersonville. He says, not my first game, but funny story. I was in kindergarten around 1982, and Vanderbilt was going to play Mississippi State in the SEC tournament. Home turned on the TV and said, just in time. My mom, half mad, half tickled, called my dad at work. They answered and said, ma'am, he's out to lunch. He had disappeared to Sears to watch the game on the TVs in display. I actually remember Sears being open. It's not open anymore, but I remember being young and it was around.
Yeah, there used to be a Sears outlet off Thompson Lane.
I remember.
Yeah, it used to be there. I don't know if it's still open or not. Probably not, but the building is still there. It still has all the old signage. I remember going to Sears all the time for appliances with my parents, going for like a new refrigerator. I don't know, a new ice chest. We still have the refrigerator, funny enough. It's in our garage. It still works.
Made
in America.
Does it? Nice. 3448 says, first memory may be going to Nashville Sounds games to watch Don Mattingly and Willie McGee, Steve Babyloni, and Buck Showalter, late 70s, early 80s. What a list of names that is.
Yeah.
I knew Don Mattingly was a sound. I knew Willie McGee was a sound. I did not realize that Steve Babyloni was a sound.
Yeah. And Buck Showalter, of all people, too.
Or Balboni. Did I say Babyloni?
Yeah, Babyloni.
Balboni.
Yeah, Balboni.
Yeah.
You got it.
I know who he is.
It's Friday.
Let's go to our phone lines. Bear is on our phone line to answer our question of the day. Bear, what's going on?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for taking my call. Real quick, when I played youth football, and I'm from Springfield, and our colors were black and gold.
Mm-hmm.
So, after the season, they all took the team to a Vanderbilt game. So, Vanderbilt, I know it's a Vanderbilt station, but Vanderbilt sucked, you know what I'm saying? And they were playing Ole Miss. So, we were kids, man. We just wanted to root for the better team. So, of course, Ole Miss was, kind of taking them to the woodshed and everything. And, us not thinking, we kids, we're not thinking that Vanderbilt probably comped our tickets, you know what I mean? Because it's a whole team, well, probably that kind of situation. I guess we were embarrassing maybe our coaches. And, for the record, I don't care about racist stuff, but for this context, our coach was white. So he came up to us, we were mostly black, and he was like, hey, y'all root for Ole Miss. You know what that flag mean? You know what this mean? And they kind of told us the background. So we come out of halftime, whoa, we were like railing against Ole Miss. I think our coach was trying to save the bacon because we're probably embarrassing, Vanderbilt up and cheering for Ole Miss and we had on our jerseys with all them black and gold jerseys. At the time I wasn't thinking that way, but as I got older, I'm like, oh my God, that's what we're going on. So that's kind of what my first going to a game memory was. And thanks for taking my call, guys. Y'all have a good day.
Thanks, Barry. You too. Yeah, good call. That was probably back in the days where there were more fans of opposing teams in Vanderbilt Stadium than actual Vanderbilt fans.
It was a growing market at the time. Still is a growing market.
We are past that phase now, I believe.
Bear, I love the rich history of youth football, man. I mean, my uncle played for Flat Rock way back in the day. The Flat Rock Vols. There are a lot of probably
the Flat Rock Vols.
Yeah, man. A lot of old school. And now the Una used to be a baseball, and now they're football. Una Bears. I think the Smyrna Bulldogs, if I'm not mistaken. Used to have the Brentwood Blaze back in the day.
Yeah.
But youth football way back, Nolensville Panthers. I mean, there is a rich history of youth football that needs to be brought back to light. So, Bear, appreciate that comment, man.
I'm trying to think of other ones that I actually, as big as a Kentucky basketball guy I am, I actually never got to Rupp Arena until 2023.
Really?
My first team that I saw in Rupp Arena was the Reed Shepherd, Rob Dillingham team, and we know how that season ended.
That was December, Christmas. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. We know how that season ended.
Yeah.
Oakland. But that was the first time I saw them. First time I saw Kentucky football was in First Bank, because it was 2019 and it was Lynn Bowden was the quarterback.
Not the Krog?
Not the Krog.
What?
The Krog I didn't see till last year.
Wow.
I went to watch Tennessee and Kentucky, and it ended poorly for me. But at least I got to go. Cutter Bully gave me a high five. Traitor to Big Blue Nation. He is now with Arizona State.
Yeah.
But I literally stood outside the tunnel and just fanboyed for a minute. That's the thing about media. You have to pick and choose. When you cover a team like you cover SC and I cover the Titans, you can be a fan away from them. But when we're on the air and, especially when we're at games, practices, you cannot be a fan. So it's nice to have college sports and the Predators that you can fan about. So that's where my
Yeah, for me, like when I go to NSC, like I'm not really even a fan per se. Like I'm happy for them.
Yeah,
but I've never really grown a true attachment to the club. I mean, because I grew up with different soccer teams to cheer for. AC Milan's still going to be my tried and true, till the day I die. But I mean, it's a hometown team. Definitely root for them from time to time. I don't really have that true fan attraction or attachment. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm very happy for them.
Is it the Milan in you?
I think so. I think it's just because I've been exposed to other soccer overseas, and I'm just not a salary cap guy when it comes to soccer. I mean, if you really want to expand the league, get rid of the salary cap. That's just me.
Yeah. Eddie is on our phone line wanting to answer our question of the day. Eddie, go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to answer your question of the day. I just have a funny story. Back when I was a little kid, back in the 70s, my mom and dad took me to a Vanderbilt football game. It was Vanderbilt versus Alabama. And I can just remember it was 66-0. Alabama was winning the game. Vanderbilt finally was actually make it past midfield, got all the way down to the 10-yard line, and Bear Bryant decided, nope, you're not scoring. So he brought his fourth-string defense off the field and put his first-string defense in, and they still didn't score. And that was the final score, was 66-0. I remember that very vividly.
What year was that, Eddie? What, 73?
Probably 76.
76?
Yeah, 75, 76 maybe. I wasn't more than 6 or 7 years old at that time.
Okay.
Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate the story and I appreciate the call.
Thank you.
All right. Eddie with another Vanderbilt story.
Yeah,
I knew we were going to get a lot of Vanderbilt, and I knew we were going to get a lot of racing.
Vanderbilt was the hot commodity back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the big team in town, before
who I want to ask this question? Willie Donick.
Yes.
Growing up in Orlando, Florida, what was his first game?
And then he was also up in New York as well.
In New York, too.
The guy was all over the place.
I bet I have a good idea of what team it was.
The Mets.
The Mets.
Yeah.
Probably the Mets. Sonny on our text line. Not my first game, but it's a game that I really started my love for my team. 2004, Auburn versus Georgia. Great seat, fun game, and incredible atmosphere. Brandy, in the 90s, my parents took me to see the Memphis River Kings. It was a bloody fighting game versus the Mudbugs. By the end, I fell in love with hockey and goons. I've heard many stories of the Memphis River Kings. And, I don't want to say pageantry, but the interest that followed them around that city.
I think they're what? They're now the Mississippi River Kings, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. I mean, it's all on that little border of Tennessee, Mississippi in that area. So,
yeah,
makes sense.
Nevada Josh has clarified.
Oh.
It was the 1998 Royal Rumble because it was Stone Cold throwing the Rock out to win, and The Undertaker lost the belt to Shawn Michaels in a casket match when Kane interfered and set the casket on fire. Most badass event I ever saw. I was 10, and my favorite, Legion of Doom, which is my father's favorite. They had a match. Oh, the Legion of Doom is sick. Their theme song. We talked yesterday about intros. Wrestling is some of the best intros in music. Legion of Doom, they start with, oh, what a rush. And then they come out. Oh, they're so sick. Is this who I think it is?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Let's go back to our phone lines. Clay is on our phone line wanting to answer our question of the day. Clay, go ahead.
First off, Connor, I wanted to tell you what a pleasure it was to finally meet you yesterday. You know, we kind of planned that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was an honor, Clay.
So what's your take? Am I like you thought I was, or?
I am pleasantly surprised. You clean up really nice, Clay. You wore a nice little polo and jeans. It felt like you dressed up for me.
We know he dressed up for you. I remember that game
vividly. The previous caller was talking about. I was there. I think maybe he didn't say anything about this. I want to think that I could be wrong in this, but I want to say I know at some point Alabama scored, you know, and it was, I don't remember if it was the last touchdown, but they went for two. Bear Bryant went for two. And I mean, that was like the ultimate slap in the face. But yeah, I would have to say that my first game had to be either Vanderbilt basketball or football game, because my dad went to Vandy. Unfortunately, my dad died at 49 of a heart attack in 1972. But he's really the reason why I became a Vanderbilt fan as a kid, because he took me to games. We sat in 3F in basketball on the first row. I can remember some games, you know, vividly. I remember Tom Hagen in the late 60s. I've been a Vandy fan a long time.
Clay, correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm trying to look up the box score of this 66-0, loss for Vandy. That is, it came up to 66-3. It's September 29th of 79. That sound about right?
So Vanderbilt, that might be right. Maybe they did kick a field goal. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
I just remember. I do remember that Alabama at some point did go for two. Kind of a slap in the face.
Well, I mean, when you're up by a lot, might as well get some of the scout team some reps.
Clay, thank you, buddy. Honored to meet you yesterday.
See you, boy.
See ya. That's another question that stems from this. How many people's favorite team stems from their father's favorite team?
That is a very good question. My dad's a Cowboys fan. Didn't really follow in that Cowboys fandom. I kind of just went my own route. So
yeah, you might actually be an outlier because Cowboys is your dad.
Yep.
Mississippi State was your brother. Right.
And when he was actually choosing colleges, it came down to Western or Mississippi State. And I was like, Tony, big golfer, go to the school that has golf. And so I kind of helped him with the decision. I mean, he may say no, but I'll take credit for it.
Most of my teams come from my dad and my grandfather. Kentucky, the Cardinals. My dad's a Bears fan, but, being born in Nashville, when the Titans are around, you become a Titans fan.
Right.
Let's see. He's a Bulls fan. I guess technically I'm a Grizzlies fan. I don't necessarily care about the NBA, and then Predators. But Brando, I imagine you're probably the same way with your dad.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, for me, mostly it was just the local teams that I had the easiest access to. My dad, before all the local teams came, because he's in his 60s, he was a Raiders fan, a Knicks fan. Didn't really follow too much hockey. Yeah, he's a happy man right now.
Yeah.
But obviously, with all of the local teams kind of coming right before I was born, he became a Titans fan and then a Preds fan. So I can kind of credit my Titans fandom to him. NBA, I'm kind of like you, Connor. I've not really gotten much of a attachment with any NBA team. I'll call myself a Grizzlies fan. That's the first game I ever went to. Vanderbilt comes from my mom because my mom graduated from Vanderbilt. So
okay.
That's where that one comes from. But it's honestly kind of split. A lot of it has just been based on who I've been able to follow the most and just kind of grew an attachment to them.
615-737-1025 is the phone number. I will delay Nute's notes coming up next.
Okay.
Because we're still getting interaction. So
That's
as long
true.
as we're getting interaction, we'll keep riding with this. We'll just wrap up the hour with our question of the day. What was the first event you personally remember going to in sports? And now we're talking about dads and where your fandom comes from. So we'll continue that coming up next right here on the Chase and Big Joe Show on 102.5 The Game. I mean, how cool is that? All I can hear is Jim Ross now. And here they come, Animal and Hawk, the Road Warriors, here for tag team action here on WWF Monday Night Raw.
Love that.
Welcome back.
Absolute nostalgia.
Yeah, it's such a cool song. That one of my favorite tag teams ever. I didn't get to see them live because they were way before my time.
Yeah.
One of my favorites ever.
My brother, when we both were kind of big into wrestling back in the day, that was his first 2 action figures was Hawk and Animal.
Hawk and Animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're both not with us anymore. May they rest in peace.
Rip.
But certainly one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Welcome back in. Chase and Big Joe here on 102.5 The Game. Later today, we'll talk football offseason, and our football offseason coverage on 102.5 The Game is presented by Tennessee Brew Works and Parman Tractor and Equipment. Parman Tractor and Equipment providing totally outrageous customer service. Visit parmantractor.com. And Tennessee Brew Works. Raise a glass with Tennessee Brew Works, locally brewed, community driven, finely tuned craft beer for finely tuned fans. To just kind of wrap up the hour, I think we're talking about sports origins. Brandy on our text line, who we love, Brandy. Shout out to all the sports fandom loving moms. I am a Dodgers and Dolphins fan because of her. Yeah, my mom, I kind of went the opposite way of my mom when it comes to sports. She's a massive Cowboys fan, and I can't stand the Cowboys. But, my mom, really it was football because she grew up in Dallas. Doesn't really care about basketball. Didn't really care about hockey, but she talks about the Dallas Stars sometimes. But I think we've all kind of migrated over to the Predators, obviously.
Yeah.
Her second team, true story, she used to be a cheerleader. So she tried out to cheer in the NFL for the Cowboys, the Titans, and the Atlanta Falcons. So she is sort of a Falcons fangirly as well. But I don't take any of the teams from my mom. But a lot of people do.
Well, you kind of have to at some point. I mean, if you're a young sports fan, you're trying to figure out what team you're trying to support. I always think of that Rich Eisen clip of that kid calls into a show and he says, Rich, I need your opinion. Do I stick with the Jets or do I pick another team? And Rich Eisen followed up with, now, what made you think about being a Jets fan? He goes, well, Rich, he goes way back to when I was 2-3 years old and there were pictures of me in Jets attire. And then when I got old enough, I said, Dad, I'm going to stick as a Jets fan. He goes, son, you're in for a long, brutal sports fandom.
I wish someone would have
so
told
funny.
me that before I picked the Titans.
I think that there's some upside with the Titans, man. There really is.
Let's see. Getting back to our question of the day. Well, someone said 3337 says, don't forget the Bushwhackers. I was never a Bushwhackers guy. I always thought they were too corny. My favorite tag teams, I probably have 3 of them. Road Warriors are definitely one.
Yep.
Always been a Shield guy. Love the Shield. I like the Usos, but the heel Usos, like they're sort of getting back into that now. Thank God. We're getting away from the Yeet syndrome that Jey Uso has had. We just have the warning shot. Bow. That's all we have now.
An underappreciated tag team, I think, would have been the Rated RKO with Edge and and
see, for me, Randy is my favorite ever. Randy's always been a solo guy to me.
Yeah.
Edge and Christian are awesome.
Yep.
The Dudley Boys are awesome.
3D.
The Hardy Boys are awesome. Let's see.
I mean, DX is probably up
DX,
there. They're number
one.
one.
I was about to say New Age Outlaws.
Yeah, that too.
Another great theme song.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you didn't know?
Yep, there it is. Yeah. Now we're getting on the tag team tangent.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Jeff says, living in Atlanta, 1970 or 71, I was 10 years old. First event I remember was either watching Hank Aaron hit home run right near 714 and Chief Nakahoma, or watching the Hawks play the Lakers and Wilt Chamberlain the same year, and Pistol Pete Maravich. Wow. Those are some legends right there.
Look at Jeff.
I would have loved to see Hank Aaron.
I think we all would have.
I mean, pretty much any of the Braves power hitters. Hank Aaron, Chipper, Andrew. I mean, now you have Ronald Acuna.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Andrew Jones was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go way back. Let's see here. Great radio, by the way. Sorry.
Now we're getting tag teams. Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. Is that the Rock and Roll Express? Is that what they were?
I think so.
Yeah, Rock and Roll Express.
I mean, we can go through tag teams all day. That's fine by me. Was never an Enzo and Big Cass guy. I thought they were lame.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're coming back.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, how could we forget? For life, brother.
Yeah,
The NWO.
It's true.
I'd throw the New Day in there too.
Yeah, the New Day.
You could probably include Dale Murphy in that conversation for the Braves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would throw him.
Joe would probably roll over.
Yeah, he's probably rolling in his. Well, I can't say great.
No.
He's still alive.
He's just rolling around on his couch, maybe
Waking
up from a nap. He got up at like 4:30.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
In his defense, 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Coming up next, it's Friday. It's 1 p.m. Forever Titans wide receiver Chris Sanders will join us. Maybe we should ask him his first sports memory.
Yeah.
Of a game he went to in person.
I think he'd love that.
I think he would too.
If you ask him what his first show he ever watched, it'd probably be Judge Judy. But that, you got to ask him about.
I've been watching a lot of. I'll have to tell him this. I've been watching a lot of Judge Judy with the World Cup being on.
Yeah,
and it goes in between games, so I'll have to tell him that. Chris Sanders will join us coming up next here on the Chase and Big Joe Show on 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2 of the Chase and Big Joe show here on 102.5 The Game. Chase and Joe out today. Connor, Nute, Nick Frazier filling in for you. And as it is Friday at 1 p.m., we are pleased to be joined by our guest today, forever Titans wide receiver, Crazy Uncle Chris, Mr. Chris Sanders. Chris, how's it going?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We are.
Yeah, man. Just I want to, before we start, man, I want to give a shout out to my mother-in-law. She just passed away, and we're going to her viewing today, and then her home going tomorrow. So, man, just want to give my, Valerie Smith Waters. She battled cancer, so I was gonna give her a little shout out and just just want to say I love her.
Yes, yeah. I'm so sorry to hear that. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Know our prayers are with you and your family, and
Appreciate you.
We love you, and we hope everything turns out well for you.
Yeah, Chris. My
Thank you
condolences
so
from my end as well, man. I really hate to hear that.
Man, I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much.
Chris, today we're kind of our question of the day today was kind of going down memory lane. So our question was this: what is the what is the first game you remember attending in sports? Do you remember yours?
I think it was going to watch the Denver Broncos, because I'm from Denver, Colorado, and I grew up watching John Elway.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to see him play in person. And as a young kid, I actually went to go see him. And then the funny part about it is, in 1995, the same guy that I watched was the same guy that I played against in 1995. So it was a surreal moment to where you went to the stadium, you saw John Elway, you saw, I don't know if you remember when they played the Cleveland Browns, he made a 99-yard comeback.
Yeah.
I was there. And to actually play against John Elway, when I tell you it was amazing, it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's full circle moment for Chris Sanders.
Yeah, it is, man. It was a blessing, man. So, I love it.
So, Chris, there was a list that came out this week. I believe, who was it?
Mike Clay?
Mike Clay, yes. Mike Clay ranked all of the NFL full rosters, and he had the Titans ranked number 8. Do you think they should be ranked higher than that, or is that a fair ranking?
28.
28,
number 8 is pretty. Oh, you said 28?
28.
Yeah, 28. Did I say number 8? I'm sorry.
When you said 8, I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. But you know what? I think they should be a little higher, because I'm going to tell you why. Is they added some weapons. They got Tate from the Ohio State University. They got Ridley. They got a good running game. They got a good defense that I think is going to be really, really good. I won't say it should be 28. I think they should be maybe about 16 or 17, because it's a totally different roster. It's a totally different coaching staff, and they got a totally different offense. But here's the kicker. If Cam Ward plays well, I think they can win between 11 and 12 games, but it all depends on Cam Ward.
I agree with that 100%. Chris Sanders is with us. And Chris, another list that came out yesterday was Jeremy Fowler ranked the top defensive tackles in the NFL.
What?
Did
I make it?
You did. You just missed the cut.
In our heart, Chris.
In our heart.
Number 1.
81 on the field, number 1 in my heart. But anyways, Jeffrey Simmons was ranked number 2 behind Leonard Williams.
Ooh.
Is that something you think is fair?
What from the Texans?
Seattle.
You know what? I think it's fair, and I'm gonna tell you why. Is because last year Jeffrey Simmons had a phenomenal year, but now you got to put back to back years. So I think number 2 is not a slight. I just think that if he does it next year, then now you consider him, the number 1 D tackle. And I think what had Jeffrey Simmons has done, he came in a little slow. Everybody was kind of concerned, but last year solidified that he can be one of the best D ends in the league. But at the end of the day, I agree with him. I think he's number 2 right now, but later on, I think he can become number 1.
Chris, on a more broader scale, just around the NFL, former Titans wide receiver and also former Eagles wide receiver, A.J. Brown, now is with the New England Patriots. The NFL Top 100 is slowly being released week by week. All that's voted on by the players. A.J. Brown comes in at number 80 on that list. What does A.J. Brown have to prove in New England for just his career in general? Because he is a Super Bowl winning wide receiver, but what does he have to prove in New England?
But see, here's the thing. Everybody thinks number 80 is bad, and it's not. It's the top 100. It's not just okay. you're just a okay guy. You're the top 80 players in the league. And I think with A.J. Brown, in my opinion, I think he's probably one of the top wide receivers in the league. He's been performing each and every year. I mean, he's consistently making plays. So even though he's at number 80, that means you're the 80th best player in the league. So I think a lot of people I think he's probably going to get down and say, oh, I'm number 80. It's not just 80. That means you're the 80th player in the league at the top echelon, that you're the best. So, even though he's 80, I think he's going to be all right, though.
Do you think that A.J. Brown is better than Zay Flowers in Baltimore and Travis Kelce in Kansas City?
Yes, I do.
So they were ranked ahead of him in this top 100.
I just think with Kelce, I think Kelce has better numbers. I mean, you have to put him in front of him. But I think of right now, I think A.J. Brown's a better player than Kelce. I'm not saying Kelce is a scrub. Kelce is one of the best tight ends to ever play the game. His numbers tell it, his touchdowns, the playoffs, the Super Bowls. He's done absolutely all of that. But we're talking about now. And I think as of now, I think A.J. Brown is a better player than Kelce right now.
Chris, it seems like here in Nashville, it seems like across all the shows, people have mentioned like who is that upcoming or rising X factor for the Titans on offense, and that name just keeps going around, and that's Wan'Dale Robinson. Yep. Do you agree with that he is basically the glue to the whole system right now?
I agree, and the reason why he's the glue is because he's a chain mover. When I say he's a chain mover, when it's 3rd, 5, and 6, he's going to run those choice routes to get up to get open. It's kind of like this: you got Tate on the outside, you got Ridley on the outside, but all of a sudden they take away those two guys. Then now you got your slot receiver that can perform. He's a guy that can run the choice, he can run the hitch, he can run the slant, he can get open. It's kind of like this: if it's 3rd, 5, 6, and 7, that's going to be a security blanket, for Cam Ward. I remember in 1999. When we were playing with the Tennessee Titans, when the passing game was going terrible, who was Steve McNair's security blanket? It was Frank Wycheck to be the chain mover. That's the same thing with Robinson. Robinson can be that chain mover. When it's 3rd, 5, 6, and 7, he's consistently going to make plays. So I think he's going to be great. He's going to be a difference maker in this offense.
Chris, what's your assessment of the role Chim DK can play this year? Obviously, he's a contributor on special teams, but when you rotate him inside the offense, what do you think the difference for him there is going to be?
I think he's going to be good. And here's the deal, because you got to understand something. I know they got Ridley and they brought Tate in, they brought Robinson. You're kind of like the odd man out. And then you got Alec Iomatter. It feels like he's the odd man out. You have to stay ready, because you never know if Ridley gets hurt, if Tate gets hurt, and you get upset and not want to play. So I just think that with DK, he's consistently has to stay ready. He can play special teams. He's got kickoff return, punt return, but also make him so valuable that they have to play him. Because the thing that you can do with all these receivers, because there's a bunch of them, I think you go a lot of 10 personnel. That's 1 back, 0 tight ends, and 4 wide receivers. So all those guys can actually be on the field.
Forever Titans wide receiver Chris Sanders has been our guest here on the Chase and Big Joe show. Chris, before we go, I want to let you know that the World Cup is going on Fox, and in between matches, they play Judge Judy. And I just want you to know I'm thinking about you, and I understand the hype behind the show now.
I changed it to Judge Judy. Now it's Pressure, Luck, and Family Feud. I broke up with Judge Judy.
Game Show Network, baby. All day, every day.
All day, every day. When it starts at 7, I go to bed at 10 because I'm watching all my shows.
There you go. Chris, before you go, obviously you let off with your mother-in-law passing away.
Yeah,
I'll allow you to end it and just sharing some of the great memories you had with her.
Man, she always would say to me, Chris, shut up. She'd always tell me to shut up. And the reason, and that was her way to tell me that she loved me. But here's the thing that I've learned about the whole process is you never know when your day is coming. So the listeners out there, go home and hug your mom. Go home and hug your dad. Go home and hug your loved ones, because you never know in a split second they could be gone. So I just want to tell y'all, man, love that person, adore that person, and give them their flowers while they're alive.
Chris Sanders, man. Forever Titans wide receiver Chris Sanders has been our guest. Chris, thank you. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you so much.
He wants you to park in front.
Okay, appreciate you, brother.
I knew it.
Okay.
He wants you to park back in.
Thanks, Chris.
I
think that was Mrs. Sanders with him.
Yes.
Our condolences to the Sanders family and their extended family beyond that. A tough loss for them. I commend Chris's efforts to join us today. We were going to let him off.
Yeah.
I felt bad having him on, but Chris.
People grieve differently, and if this is the way for him to kind of cope with all the sadness in his life currently, I think that's a good way to do it.
I think we learned the most shocking development from that entire interview was the breakup between Chris Sanders and Judge Judy.
I mean, crazy.
Now he's involved with Mr. Steve Harvey.
And Pressure Luck as well.
And Pressure Luck. Is it the new Pressure Luck or the old one?
I'm going new. Just my assumption.
With Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah, because he said he's not missing it. So if he's sitting down at 7 and watching until 10, it's got to be the new one.
You know why? Because it's Thursdays are the game show nights on ABC. I know that because I watched it last night. And that's something I have to gripe about real quick.
Oh,
it was Celebrity Family Feud. They were doing NFL teams against each other. They had the AFC champions and the NFC champions. Do you know what the two teams were?
No.
Philadelphia Eagles
Okay.
versus the San Francisco 49ers. That's two NFC teams.
Yeah. What are we doing?
I was like, Steve, come on, brother.
I will say, I feel like in a lot of those shows, I don't think it's Steve Harvey that's the one that sees all that. I think it's the producer that puts it together. So the producer's setting up Steve Harvey for failure. That's not cool. Yeah. That guy's got an iconic mustache. You want to put that? No.
Nothing will ever beat the Celebrity Family Feud. It was inside the NBA versus MLB Tonight. It was fantastic. It was so good.
That's pretty
It
funny.
was really good. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. We delayed it from 12:45 because you guys are so awesome and decided to comment on our question of the day. And we'll get back into that later on in the program. Coming up next, it's time for Nute's Notes. We'll do that on the other side. Jason Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. We are broadcasting today from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service, right here on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe on this Friday. It's almost time for Nute's Notes, but before that, let me tell you, today the Nashville Sounds take on the Charlotte Knights. First pitch at 6:04 p.m. Catch all the action on 94.9 The Fan, presented by Twin Peaks Family Leisure, Maple Street Biscuit Company, and Social Cantina. All right, if you're not familiar with Nute's Notes, this is a segment we do bi-weekly on the Saturday show, Weekend Huddle, with myself and Nick Frazier. We rotate it. I take Nute's Notes. He does the Frazier Files. Today, we'll do both. We'll do this one right now, and then we'll do Frazier Files at 1:45. Okay, so there was a story that came out today that, thanks to Nick Frazier, I have been made aware about. It's this comes from Polymarket, or at least the tweet does, but I don't know exactly where it originated. But the point is, just in, piles of garbage from Taylor Swift's wedding have sold out after being listed for $25 a bag. How shallow are you people? Like, what in the world could you possibly get in a garbage bag? Oh my goodness, if I paid $25, I have the opportunity to get a styrofoam cup that may or may not have touched Sabrina Carpenter's lips. Oh my goodness. What are you going to do with that stuff? That's just weird to me. Like, I've never been one of those people that needs, like, oh my God, John Calipari left his pen behind. Maybe I should steal it and frame it. No, I've always been a picture guy, and I think you have too. But, if you're buying garbage bags, what the hell? Like, are you seriously going to think you're going to rummage through this and find some hidden gem that no one else in the world is going to have? Oh my God, this fork was used by Donna Kelsey. This is the weirdest story I think I've ever read in my life. It's sick to me.
Somebody's got a weird fetish if they buy a $25
Yes!
bag of trash. That's what that is. I mean, yeah, the lady that I guess stole the New York Knicks trash can, she got in trouble for that.
She got fired,
I guess. And then now you have people that are buying trash bags. And I'm not talking about the small trash bags. We're talking about like industrial size trash bags.
This is the equivalent of when people were buying Sydney Sweeney's bathwater.
That's disgusting.
Which is disgusting.
Like, what are we doing, people? Like, there's no need for this. If you want like an autograph or if you want fan mail, do what a normal citizen of America does and
just buy Cameo.
Do Cameo.
Write a letter.
Or write a letter and put it to the P.O. box that goes in it. Like, this is disgusting and crazy on all different levels.
I mean, if you want to collect someone's chewed up Gouda cheese, do that on your own time. Don't buy $25 worth of trash for it.
I mean, I could see why somebody would buy this trash, $25 a bag. And it's maybe you're getting some of the nameplates, like, you go to a wedding and you go to those little circular tables that have your name on it. This chair is for Connor Nute. Your name is in some sort of, I guess, calligraphy.
That's fine. I'm
great.
sure they took those home.
I don't think so.
Maybe. I didn't take mine from Jake Lyman's wedding. Is that saying something about me?
No, not at all. Just, it's table presentation.
But the point is, the majority of things you're going to find in said trash bag that I guess you can consider randomized, it's going to be like used plates and old food that wasn't used. That's disgusting. And you're really going to rummage through that? Think of all the germs that are in there.
Mm-hmm.
How sick are you going to get? But maybe it'll be worth it. Maybe you'll get it. Oh my God, I got Olivia Rodrigo's chewed up roast beef. I'm going to get sick from it, but I got it from her.
No, I feel like what's going to happen here, and I don't know if you recall this or not, Connor, but I think they're called like a trading card company called Golden. They buy different, I guess, sport memorabilia. They sold a Pokemon shaped Cheeto that looked like Charizard. They sold it for like a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I could see somebody rummaging through the trash to find a little piece of the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift wedding cake.
Oh, it's happened before.
And somebody puts it in a box and sells it to
people
this company.
Do that.
I could see that.
People do that. There was I think it was John Cena's last match in Washington, D.C. Someone brought a plastic Ziploc bag and sealed it and tried to sell it on eBay for $50,000.
I mean,
air from Cena's last match.
This Pokemon shaped Cheeto, which looked like Charizard, it sold for $87,840.
Jeez.
That was back in 2022.
This is weird.
It's odd.
People are weird. I mean, I've been judging people lately, and if you're one of those people, I apologize. But when I've been going into stores lately, especially at Target, there are lines and lines of people halfway down the freaking store trying to buy $90 worth of Pokemon cards.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's weird to me. If that's your thing, good on you. I know people have their niches.
Niche, yeah.
Niche.
Yeah.
Did I say niche?
Yeah, it's all right.
Anyways.
Niche.
This is buying trash from a human being's wedding is beyond sickening to me.
Yeah, it is really weird. And to the point about Target, there is an odd crowd. If you go at 8 a.m., like I went to go buy those jams that one morning because you only can buy them at Walmart and Target. An interesting crowd at Target in the mornings.
Oh, yeah.
Like I went to go buy the
yeah.
jams, and the people helping me, it was just an odd. It's another topic for another day. But yeah, you're right. And there are weird people in this world that they're gonna go buy trash.
It's just something I saw this morning, and I was thought that's pretty rant worthy. I'll find a time to do it today, and I thought today would be the perfect time. It's Friday.
Yes,
but I mean, look, I love Sabrina Carpenter. You know that.
Yeah,
I would not in a million years pay $25 for the opportunity to find a piece of her hair in a trash bag.
That's just odd, man.
That's weird.
That's a weird fetish. That's honestly
shame on you for doing that.
That's
if you did.
That's police worthy.
You're not going to find diamonds and pearls in there. I promise you.
Now, if there's somebody doing that, I could see the purpose, but
no, you're buying. Oh my God, George Kittle used this fork.
Put it in a glass box.
And I hate to say it, I think it's probably more her side of the fandom than it is his side that is doing this. I can't imagine many football guys saying, hey, let's buy this bag of trash sitting outside of AT&T Stadium. Maybe we'll find something.
Well, you know what? Good on New York because, you know, they're still trying to clean up the streets from the New York Knicks NBA celebration. Might as well have the Swifties come out here and just buy $25 a trash bag and take it home. That's cleaning up the streets pretty quick, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So good on the city, along with shame on the people that buy it.
Are you just going to rethrow it away, or are you going to preserve every artifact that's in that bag of trash?
Well, those people will probably, you know, scrummage through the trash and then throw it in their trash can, the stuff they don't want. And then it goes to a true landfill, and then the rest is history.
Dustin Hopkinsville, what color hair do they have at Target at 8 a.m.?
Oh, I don't know that. I mean, normal hair. I'm just saying the people that were assisting me, it just didn't really help out at all.
You got to know the product number.
Oh, yeah, that's what bothered me. I was like, G15. Okay, that's the aisle it's in. And I was told, what's the product number? I'm like, I don't know the product number.
That's your job.
Like, I'm here to help out, but I just don't know where it's at. So,
in conclusion, if you decided to buy $25 worth of trash from Taylor Swift's wedding, congratulations. You have officially won the award for the most wasted $25 in history.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It'll be worth it if you find Lady Gaga's toothpick in there, though.
That's just so odd, man.
It's so
I can't
weird.
wrap my head around people buying trash cans or trash bags worth of stuff from a wedding.
It's so weird. It's like there's a difference between doing that, which is bad, and then offering to take home a Virginia Tech plywood from the Lyman wedding like you did.
That was a little different. I repurposed that
I know
wood,
you
and
did.
it's going to be a present for the Lymans at some point. So there's a difference, okay?
I would buy a trash bag if it meant I could have one of your used beer cans in there.
No. All right. So for clarification, for the people at the listening audience, Mr. Lyman, Jake Lyman, we were at his wedding, and he had a I guess flag that looked like Virginia Tech. Somebody painted on Virginia Tech on plywood. And so they're like, well, we got to get rid of it somehow. I was like, I'll take it. I'll burn it, or I'll do something with it. I like to repurpose wood. It's no secret there. So maybe, you know, a wine box is in the future and it has Virginia Tech stuff on it. That'd be pretty cool. I like to repurpose wood. That's kind of what you see down here at Goodwood, Nashville. It's a bunch of repurposed beams from, you know, the old spaghetti factory. Great place, by the way.
Were not pulled from bags of trash outside of a human being's wedding.
That guy is the king of walnut. So go down to Goodwood, Nashville.
What a king. The king
He
of
is.
walnuts.
No, the walnut wood. Yeah.
Yeah. That's sick. I'd love to be the king of walnuts.
The part that bothers me about this trash thing so much, though, is that what are you going to do with it? Where are you going to put it? Where are you going to, like, are you just keeping trash around just to keep it, like?
And how are you going to know whose trash it is? Are you going to
Exactly.
DNA test it?
Yeah, exactly. You don't know who'd put what in there. It might have just been the janitor putting some stuff in there for all we know.
That's the weird stuff that, like, I don't want to even talk about. Is just the weird fetishes that go on with this. It's just odd, really odd.
It's really weird.
What are we doing?
Look, it's Adam Sandler's fork. Oh my goodness. This will make millions. It's weird. Why would you ever do that? I don't care.
You don't even know it's Adam Sandler's.
Yeah,
it's true.
Could be Bobby Boucher's.
Yeah.
Could be Happy Gilmore's. That's another thing I'm wondering about this wedding. What voice did Adam Sandler officiated in?
Was he the? Did he officiate the
wedding? He officiated the wedding. Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah, he was the Reverend.
Oh, cool.
I want to know what voice he did it in. Was he Bobby Boucher? Was he Happy Gilmore, who's just normal Adam Sandler? Was he Billy Madison?
Do you think he had a Timothy Chalamet reference in there at some point?
Oh, I'm sure he was there.
Chalamet.
I'm sure he was there.
Yeah.
I mean, this is beyond weird. I'm done talking about this
Same
because
here.
I'm getting pretty disgusted. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Coming up next here on the Chase and Big Joe show, could this be the year in college football that the SEC reclaims the top conference spot? We'll discuss that coming up next here on the Chase and Big Joe show. Connor, Nute, Nick Frazier here with you on 102.5 The Game. Now we're just going through the tag team Rolodex here. I love it. We're doing some good stuff here. Welcome back in, Chase and Big Joe here on 102.5 The Game. We are broadcasting, of course, from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game National Studios, home of the $99 yearly BI membership, where the buzz is always about great service. Let's talk a little bit of college football here. The season is about a month and a half away. I'm starting to get very excited, and it always happens around this time when the game comes out and media days happen and stuff like that. I have a rousing suspicion that I think this could be the year that the SEC reclaims the crown of the top conference from the Big Ten. There's no doubt right now in college football, the Big Ten is king. They've won 3 straight national championships. You can't take that away from them. But in our conversation we had the other day with our SEC record predictions, I looked at this and I thought there are like 3 or 4 SEC teams that I think are truly capable of winning a national championship. I think Texas, I think Georgia, I think LSU, if they play the right way, I think A&M. I think those 4 have legitimate shots to compete for a national championship this year. And if you were to ask me which one I would go with the furthest, probably Texas. But you made a great point about Georgia. This is a team that I don't think has anyone that truly stands out on their own, but as a collective unit, especially on defense, they're the kind of team that gets to the quarterback, and they're a dangerous team to see.
Yeah, but if you even look at their schedule, I mean, I'm not saying it's a cakewalk, but it's definitely one of those schedules where you say, this is like TSU first game, win. Western Kentucky, win. Arkansas, win. Oklahoma will be the first test of their schedule, a win still for me. They play Vandy, unfortunately a win. Another test at Alabama, I'll go a win there. Then they play Auburn at home, a win. They have the bye week. Coming off the bye week, they play in Atlanta, neutral site game against Florida, a win. Like, I just see wins. I think Ole Miss regresses a little bit after Lane Kiffin leaves, so that's a win. The rest of the schedule, you have Georgia Tech, who's had a drop-off at the end of the season. Then you have South Carolina and Missouri. So, like, those 2 games for me are wins. I could see them going undefeated. To your point about a top 4 team, like 4 teams in the end, I only think there's 2. I think it's Texas and Georgia.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I like to break down the SEC in tiers. I think those 4 are a tier of its own.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to separate it beyond that, I think you're right. I think Texas and Georgia are probably better than the other 2. Then I think you have the tier of they are good teams, but I don't know if they can get to that next level. Alabama, Ole Miss,
I'm putting
Oklahoma
LSU in that consideration as well.
LSU is definitely a boomer bust team to me.
Yeah.
Like, I think they've got a decent enough schedule to where if they play the way that they're supposed to play, they could have a good season. But it's also Lane Kiffin. And Lane Kiffin, as we know, has his Lane Kiffin special on a yearly basis where he loses to a team he's not supposed to. He did it last year with Florida. He's done it before with the year prior. It was Kentucky. So I'm curious to see if that continues. You're right. LSU, I think, has on paper the talent to be a national title contender. It's just a matter of can the coaching and all the drama surrounding them stay away from the team.
I mean, they have I would say fairly, not difficult, but tough first 3 games. I mean, Clemson is kind of a boomer bust. We'll see what happens there. But after that, first 4 games, excuse me.
Yeah.
You have Louisiana Tech, kind of a tune-up game for Ole Miss in week 3. But I'm curious to see what Texas A&M is like. I mean, it's at LSU, so they have a little bit of a favoring, pull there at home. But I'm curious to see what A&M does against LSU because that would be the first true test.
I would argue the week before.
Ole Miss.
At Ole Miss. All the drama surrounding that. Can you weather the storm? Can you get past a hostile environment like that? That's going to be the telling point of how I think their season is going to go to me. But I think that tier, you could argue LSU belongs, but I think Alabama for sure, Oklahoma for sure. I think you could put Ole Miss in that category, who I think is going to be a good team, but I wouldn't pick them to win a national championship. Then below that, I think you have like Tennessee falls into that category. Florida.
I include Kentucky in that conversation.
Maybe they've got a tough schedule.
The 6 and 6s of the world, 7 and 5s.
Yeah, maybe 8 and 4.
Yeah, I think 8 and 4 to 6 and 6 are kind of in their own category.
That second tier screams 9 and 3 to me.
Yeah, and then for me the 4th tier would be 5 and 7 down to 3 and 9.
But I feel better about a 9 and 3 in the SEC than I do about the Big Ten. Like, let's say Ole Miss goes 9 and 3 and they're comparable to, I don't know, in Big Ten, Washington.
A 9 and 3 Penn State team.
Yeah. I would probably lean towards saying Ole Miss is a better team than Penn State.
Interesting.
And that, look, if the Big Ten goes out and wins a 4th straight national championship, then this conversation is null and void.
Right.
But I think that as we are in July, getting ready for college football season, my gut is telling me that I feel like this could be the year that the SEC reclaims the top conference spot.
Yeah, I see it happening. I don't think they'll have a lot of cracks at the top prize. I just think there'll only be 2 teams.
Yeah.
And with those 2 teams, they're going to be the heavy powerhouses
I mean,
of the SEC.
The top of the Big Ten and the top of the SEC are very comparable. Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon. Who else would be up there? Maybe Michigan.
Yeah, maybe Michigan.
Maybe Penn State. We'll see what they are.
We'll see what it is. See what they are with Matt Campbell.
Mhm.
I mean, Matt Campbell coming from Iowa State. I mean,
but if we're taking the top 2, Ohio State and Indiana, or even Oregon, those are very comparable to me to Georgia and Texas.
Yeah, and you mentioned Ohio State. Texas is one of those teams that plays them earlier on in the season. Would you say that kind of helps weed out the boys from the men when you try to have the conversation of the Big Ten or the SEC, which one is the big powerhouse? Because to me, that'll help out the case because I only see 2 big powerhouses.
Yeah.
That's Georgia and Texas. I have Texas losing to Ohio State.
Yeah.
So for me, I
do
still
too.
would consider them a powerhouse for a title contention because the rest of their schedule is pretty, I'm not saying easy, but it's doable for them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
Conference depth to me is the ultimate determiner.
Mhm.
Like Jake and I talk about this all the time. The top of the Big Ten and the top of the SEC are pretty equal. But I would say the middle of the SEC compared to the middle of the Big Ten, I would favor the SEC. Now, if they go out and they lose all their bowl games to Big Ten teams, then again, conversation is null and void.
Right.
It doesn't matter. But this year, knowing what I think I know, and as we know, once we get into the season, everyone is proven wrong pretty quickly about some teams. Like last year, I had Clemson in my national championship. That went well, didn't it?
Yeah.
I had Clemson in Alabama for that fact. That went pretty well, didn't it? I had Indiana missing the playoffs. That went well, didn't it? So no one actually knows anything. But, I think deep down, maybe it's SEC bias talking, but I think the SEC has the opportunity to reclaim that top spot because I think they have more cracks at it with more teams than the Big Ten does. Like the Big Ten, I think Ohio State has a shot. I think Indiana has a shot. I think Oregon has a shot. We'll see about Michigan. We'll see about Penn State.
Right.
The SEC, I told you the 4. So I think those 4 compared to the 3 I listed to the Big Ten, I think those 4 have better shots at it than the Big Ten does.
When you look at the Big Ten last season, they only had one team that went 3 wins, 3-9. That was UCLA. After that, I think the second lowest would be Wisconsin, Michigan State, Maryland at 4-8
because they're playing each other.
I mean, yeah,
and they all suck.
It's very true.
Bottom.
But you look at the top part of the Big Ten, like you said, Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon, but then follow that with a bunch of 9-4s with USC, Michigan, Iowa, Washington, Illinois, and yeah, that's it. Like having that bunch or clump would be tier 2 in the Big Ten. That 9-4, like you're talking about.
I'd agree.
Sorry.
What are you cheering for?
They just showed Italy's 2006 World
Cup.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
That was yesterday, by the way. I know nobody cares about that, but
20 years ago yesterday?
20 years ago yesterday when I had chicken parm, broccoli, and
you remember what you ate that day?
Yeah, I do.
Do you remember what you eat every day?
No, just that day.
Okay.
That day in specific.
Do you remember what you ate 2 days ago?
What's today? Friday?
Me either. That's why I'm asking.
Let's see. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Wednesday, I had chicken, grilled chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for dinner. I do OMAD. Which is just one meal a day. I'm not really hungry throughout the day. Like I'll have a snack or something. Like a bag of chips at the vending
Actually,
machine.
I do remember what I ate 2 days ago because it was here.
Yeah.
I ate pasta here.
Yes, you did.
And then for dinner, it was tacos.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a good memory.
There you go.
I'm more impressed, though, that you remembered every detail about a day from 20 years ago.
July 9th, 2006. Man, one of the best days of my life. I remember that like it was yesterday. I mean, we had chicken parm. Then after that, we had a side of like fettuccine. We had broccoli. And it was not fried broccoli, but it was sauteed broccoli with olive oil and a little bit of like Romano cheese on top. Put it in the oven for 25 minutes. We had a little bit of some bread, and we had cauliflower. My grandmother does like deep fried cauliflower. We did that as well. And then I remember sitting on the blue bean bag. My brother was on the black
blue bean bag.
Yeah, My grandparents had Lazy Boys. We watched it on their old like dinosaur television that had the big back on the back side of it. Fantastic day. Shakira, Wyclef Jean, halftime show. Italy won in penalty kicks.
I mean, any day involving Shakira is a great day.
Very true. But that was the first day I was exposed to Shakira for a halftime show. I was like, this song is fantastic. The performance is fantastic. But Fabio Grosso putting it into the back of the net, having Italy win their World Cup that year.
615-737-1025 is the phone number if you want to get involved in the conversation. Coming up next, 145. The last time we get to do this for a little while on the weekdays, it is the Frazier Files. We'll do that coming up next right here on 1025 The Game. Jason Big Joe here on this Friday. Connor Nute, Brandon Bigsby here with you. But this segment, the Frazier Files, promptly named for Nick Frazier. Take it away, my friend.
Thank you very much. I have a few things on the Frazier Files today. Some good, some bad. I'll start with the good. I'll go back good, bad to good. How about
Yeah.
that? There we go.
Get us in a good mood before you bring us back down.
There we go. We were talking about college football 27 to start the show that is, and I think it's probably one of the coolest things that FIU is doing. They're giving free club seats, season tickets to the first 2 fans who win a national championship with the Panthers and EA Sports College Football 27.
Oh,
I
cool.
think more universities need to do that.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Smaller universities like that.
Yeah, like MTSU. I mean, would love to do
No,
that.
I mean, come on.
If you want us to, we'll do it for you.
Let's be realistic. I mean, you got no shot in real life.
It's true.
Love you. I mean, you gave me a degree.
Yeah, same here.
But let's be honest here.
It's possible. You never know. It is very possible. But, I'm talking about for, winning a national title in a video game, giving away 2 club seats for the season. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
To be able to win something like that. So shout out to FIU for doing something like that.
At Pitbull Stadium.
Yeah. Another issue I have with baseball, kind of continuing my baseball rant from yesterday. There was a large brawl that broke out outside of Oracle Park.
Awesome.
And it's with the fans. Like,
yeah,
what are we doing? Baseball is in such a bad position right now. And I'm really looking forward to the home run derby because it's the old format. There's no
because Jordan Walker's in it.
Oh, that too, but there's no time limit on it. And now Bryce Harper was suggesting that they use aluminum bats during the home run derby for the bonus rounds.
Do it. It'll be so fun.
That might be the 1 most dangerous thing and 2 the coolest thing ever.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you remember his prospect reel, but he was in, I think it was Tampa. Yeah, he was in Tampa, or it might have been Arizona, one of the 2.
I mean, those balls are going to be touching 125, 130.
He was, I think he was like 14 or 16 or something like that, around that age. He hit a ball, I kid you not, easily went 500, and it didn't even touch the ground yet. It hit the back of the tarp. I was like, that is ridiculous. That is grown man strength at that young age.
Yeah.
So if they were to use aluminum bats, I know I've seen Vlad Guerrero Jr. do that and use an aluminum bat. Same with Fernando Tatis.
Mike Trout's done it before too. I think.
Yeah. Fernando Tatis was using the pencil bat, the Victus pencil bat, and he hit a home run and it just kept flying. I was like, oh my goodness.
Have you seen the video? I think it was Mike Trout. They were at the Top Golf, and they have the different clubs at Top Golf. So he takes the biggest driver they have. I think it's called the Sure Thing.
Yeah.
He takes the biggest driver they have and just lasers a ball into the stratosphere. I still don't think it's landed.
No, not one bit. No. And kind of getting back to soccer on a more lighthearted note, and this is just kind of me taking a jab at the rest of the world when it comes to Italy and their World Cup championships and just any championship in general. It says here Italy is won, and this is cited. So Italy has won majority of the trophies recently, as Brazil, England, and Germany and Portugal still struggle to win a championship. So Italy's championship in 2020, so be in 2021, that is still the latest trophy among all those other countries, which is fantastic. So
and they've missed
3
straight World Cups?
3 straight World Cups.
Yeah.
So as that satire podcast has mentioned, they're underdogs as always.
No one's talking about Italy in this World Cup.
No play.
No, they're severe underdogs.
We fly under the radar. That's what we do.
I still will die on the hill that Tim Ream is the best defensive player in the entire world. Christian Pulisic, the LeBron of soccer.
Yeah.
These guys just couldn't handle playing in the MLS.
I will pass on that. And talking about the home run derby just a second ago, Kyle Schwarber in the home run derby.
Oh, nice.
So
that'll be fun.
I mean, this is going to be a fun, eventful home run derby. I'm excited for it. You mentioned Jordan Walker.
Yeah.
I think Junior Caminero is in it as well.
Yeah.
So that's Junior. You have Kyle Schwarber, Walker, Harper. No. Okay, that's what I thought.
I feel like there's a Yankee in there.
I'm about to look it up.
Because it was Jazz Chisholm last year, and he did horribly.
Yeah. I think Ben Rice. I think that's who you did.
Ben Rice.
Yeah.
That might be it. Yeah.
So, I mean, not a bad little group of players here. First round will be 20 swings. Second round will be 15. Final round will be 15. The tiebreaker is home run distance. I don't know if I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a swing off than anything.
Sudden death.
It'd just be more fun. You get 3 swings in the swing off for round 1 and round 2 and round 3. It's just going to be like nostalgia.
I've told you this before. MLB All-Star Weekend is the last great All-Star Weekend we have.
Yeah.
I mean, the players participate. You just listed off a bunch of today's stars.
Jack Caglione.
Cags is playing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wilson Contreras. Don't know why he's in there.
I mean, didn't he lead?
Bryce Harper is in there, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Good to know.
Didn't he lead doesn't he lead the AL in batting average or something like that?
Who?
Contreras.
Wilson Contreras?
Yeah.
That's a great question.
For Boston.
If that's crazy. If
he's at least up there.
He's batting 285. Yeah. 20 homers, 61 RBIs, 89 hits.
Yeah, he should be in there with that.
Good for him. Yeah. 20 homers.
But the MLB is the last great All-Star weekend. I mean, look at the NBA. The players don't care about the game itself. And then you get to the events outside of it. Like the dunk contest stars Mac McClung and a bunch of G Leaguers you've never heard of. Last year, it was Jackson Hayes dunking it from about the paint with a simple one-handed tomahawk you could see in any game. The NBA All-Star Weekend is terrible.
Yeah.
The Pro Bowl is even worse somehow because now it's not even real football. It's the stupid
games,
the games or whatever, and no one cares about it. So that's worse. The NHL is fine, but the NHL has unintentionally dug its own grave, and it's not exactly their fault. Because 2 years ago, we had the Four Nations to get us excited about the Olympics. And then this year, obviously, we had the Olympics. So
I think it spices things up.
When it's not their fault.
I think NHL's in a better spot with this because they're able to rotate it.
Yeah.
Because you have the Olympics every so often. Then you also have the Four Nations every 2 years. And then maybe 1 year you do the NHL.
They're doing like the 3-on-3 international tournament. Like I think it's like US, Canada, rest of the world, and then someone else. I can't remember.
I saw there was some news about not the NHL, but World Hockey that maybe there's some news about Russia being.
There is, yeah. They have. I think they've rescinded the ban on Russia in the Olympics, so they'll be able to participate in the Summer Olympics in 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. But more importantly, in 4 years, Russian hockey will be back in the Olympics, which will be awesome.
So that might be also in consideration for the NHL All-Star Weekend. If they do the
maybe
3v3v3 tournament, that'd be pretty.
They should. I think if you do it this year and put Russia in there, I think that's a great send-off for Ovechkin.
That's fair.
Because I think this will be his last year. Signed a 1-year deal.
Okay.
He's 42, right?
He's up there.
I mean, unless he does like a Howie Gord, where he just plays.
He's 40.
Or Gordie Howe. Did I say Howie Gord?
He's 40.
Yeah, unless he just does a Gordie Howe where he plays till he's like 55. But Howie Gord.
Yamir Yager.
Or Yager.
Yeah.
Yager's who I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Yager. But the MLB, I truly think I'm excited for All-Star Weekend. The last great All-Star Weekend.
It'll be fun.
And even in the All-Star game, they only play 2 to 3 innings, but they care in those 2 to 3 innings. And the reserves are stacked as well. So it still makes for an interesting game. I'm excited for it.
I think Yager's actually still playing hockey somewhere. Let's see.
In like the KB, or that's baseball.
Yeah, he's playing somewhere overseas. Looking at it, says Yager's not officially retired, but his professional playing career is almost certainly over. So yeah, maybe. Last thing I remember he said, or it's stated here. Yeah, he's playing in Kladno. I guess that's Czechia.
Good for him.
Somewhere. So he's
how old is he?
54. And that was of December of this past year, December 21st.
And he retired from the NHL, what, like 15 years ago?
I think 2017. Yeah. 2017, 2018 season.
Okay. So almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Look, if you can still play, keep playing.
Hey, keep going. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Coming up next, he was supposed to join us on Monday. Could not do that, so we've rescheduled him for today. John McClain coming up next to talk to myself and Nick Frazier. He will be with us next here on the Chase and Big Joe Show on 102.5 The Game. Final hour of the Chase and Big Joe show here on 102.5 The Game. Chase and Joe out this week on their program. So myself, Connor Nute, himself, Nick Frazier, taking over the week. And we were unfortunately not able to be joined by him on Monday. So we asked him to come on today, and he so politely agreed to do so. Mr. John McClain joins us on our phone lines, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Hi, John. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So, John, there's been kind of a deep dive I've been doing this week on the analytics of Cam Ward. And analytically, he did not have a great season in passing accuracy and throwing balls into danger zones. What's some way that he can improve and shore up those accuracies this season?
Good coaching, experience, good receivers, good protection, good running game. Anybody that's doing something for the first time, whether you are a talk show host, whether you are hitting a baseball, selling cars, you're always going to get better if you want to get better with experience. So I think there's no way Cam Ward is not going to be better in his second season at the analytics. And sometimes analytics never measure heart. They don't measure brains. They don't measure your work ethic. They're just numbers. That's why it drives me crazy when you see analytics having to do with offensive lines, because there's no way somebody watching tape has a clue about what every offensive lineman's assignment is on a given play. You can see when a guy's beaten one-on-one, but sometimes when they're running stunts, when they're playing games up front, you don't know. And there should be a disclaimer with those grades, but of course there's not. And a guy like Cam Ward, there's no way he won't be better in his second season than he was as a rookie.
Let's play worst case scenario here, John. And not that Cam Ward will regress, but let's say he has more of the same from last year to this year. Is there a way that the Titans can still be somewhat competitive, at least in the AFC South division, with that being said?
Well, you got Jacksonville and Houston coming off playoff runs. Both of them should be playoff contenders again. Colts, I'm not sold on based on what they've done in the off season. But being competitive, you can be competitive with a quarterback who's mediocre if you're good around him, if you play smart, if you have a good defense. I think the Titans defense will be vastly improved with Robert Saleh making the calls. Robert showed again last year when he went to the 49ers, back to the 49ers, and they had to make a lot of difficult decisions on the salary cap and injuries. And he took that defense that was not nearly close to the same defense as it was when he left for the Jets, and they were still really, really good. So the defense is going to be good. If the offensive line improves and they can run the ball, you can cover up deficiencies for a quarterback and still be competitive. Doesn't mean you're going to compete for the playoffs, but you can be competitive and you can scare other teams if you play good defense and you can run the ball.
Houston's finest, John McClain, is on the line with us. John, when it comes to the AFC South and especially the Houston Texans, looking at C.J. Stroud, obviously not having the best of season last year, how can he improve in being one of the elite quarterbacks of not only the AFC South, but of the rest of the AFC?
Well, first of all, the way he played in the playoffs last season was not the way he played in the playoffs the two previous seasons. And I saw somebody yesterday said if you include his averages and include the 3 games that he had to miss, 3.5 games he missed with a concussion in which Davis Mills went undefeated, said he'd had 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and a 94.2 rating and some other stats. And, of course, that's not the case. But the thing they could do for Stroud is run the ball better. They were terrible. Their offensive line was bad again. They cannot get their offensive line improved no matter what they do. So they've used first and fourth round picks on the offensive line. They signed 2 free agents, left guard Wyatt Teller, right tackle Braden Smith, in an effort to improve the offensive line again. They have their same coach back. So if they can improve the running game, and the pass protection wasn't terrible, it was better.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons is because Stroud got better getting rid of the ball. He also has a second year, Nick Cayley, who was a first-time offensive coordinator, first-time play caller. And when he came in from the Rams after being for years with the Patriots, and in those systems, Sean McVay and Josh McDaniels put a lot on the quarterback's plate. When the quarterback breaks the line of scrimmage, he's got to call protection schemes instead of the center. I don't like that, but it's worked for them. But you've got to have experienced quarterbacks. Now, in the case of Drake May, he's learning that over fly, and he's done well. And I'm sure Josh McDaniel has been very careful about the way he handles him. And so Nick Cayley had not been an offensive coordinator like Josh had for years with multiple Super Bowls, so we expect him to be better. And besides bringing in 2 rookies and 2 veteran offensive linemen, they made the trade for David Montgomery with the Lions, and he's been a touchdown machine for 3 years, rushing the ball. Let's see. Texans have 33 touchdowns rushing over the last 3 years. He had 34. Last season, the Texans had 9 touchdowns rushing. He had 8. And he was splitting time with Jahmyr Gibbs. So if you run the ball better, quarterback's going to spend less time on the field. They should keep the defense guessing. And so there's no reason for Stroud not to be better. He also has had a lot of injuries. Nico Collins has not played a full season. Tank Dell didn't play the full season at all. He had 2 rookie receivers playing prominent roles. So I don't know how C.J. Stroud will not be better. The one we saw in the New England playoff game was the worst playoff performance I've ever seen. I blame a lot of that on Nick Cayley. If your defense is great and scores 2 touchdowns to win at Pittsburgh in the wild card round, common sense tells you anything in the divisional round but turning the ball over. Even if you have to run 3 plays and punt, do it because your defense is great and it's bad weather. So what happens? They come out throwing, he throws a pick 6, and then he's pathetic, and they still were in the game. And it just shows not only could Stroud have played better, the offensive coordinator could have done better.
Yeah, that led into my next question. You mentioned the running backs with David Montgomery being brought into this offense. Obviously, Woody Marks had a really good season last year on the ground. How do you see that running back room playing out? Do you see them possibly kind of emulating what Detroit did and kind of have – Woody Marks take majority of the carries, take majority of the yards, and then use David Montgomery in the red zone to be just a touchdown threat? Because looking at the rest of this offense, Johnny, you've kind of already alluded to it, majority of it. Like you have Jaden Higgins, who is probably one of the best second rounders that's come out there for Houston in recent drafts. Jalen Noel, Tank Dell's coming back from injury, Xavier Hutchinson, Nico Collins. I mean, you have a lot of threats on the exterior part of this offense. How do you see it all playing out when it comes to that running back room?
So David Montgomery will be the starter, and Woody Marks will come off the bench. Last year, Joe Mixon was supposed to be the starting running back. The year before, he had a little over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, and he missed 2.5 games with illegal hip drop tackles. So they were expecting him back, and then he got some kind of mysterious injury that they would never discuss, and he never came around. Nobody ever heard of him. He wasn't on social media talking about it. And I always told people when they say, well, what's the matter with Joe Mixon? I said, he's in a witness protection program. There's no other way to explain it. The team won't discuss it. I've never seen that. This is my 50th year of covering the NFL. And so they did not have their main running back, and they found it out late, too late to really do something. So Woody Marks was a 4th-round pick, and he stepped up. He was supposed to be a change of pace 3rd down back, and he had to start, rotate with some others, and they still won 12 games after an 0-3 start and a playoff game. And I think Woody Marks will be improved. Montgomery has already proven himself, but if Montgomery gets hurt, they're going to be in trouble. They don't want Woody Marks to be your full-time back.
He's longtime NFL insider John McClain. We'll have more coming up next with him on the Chase and Big Joe Show on 102.5 The Game. Welcome back in. Chase and Big Joe here with you on this Friday. Connor, Nute and Nick Frazier, joined by longtime NFL analyst, Mr. John McClain. And John, I want to take you out to your neck of the woods and ask you a question of a story brewing down there. Cornerback Terrion Arnold, who was just released by the Detroit Lions a week or so ago. He's been in some legal trouble, but infinitely talented and has a lot of potential. It's been reported that your Houston Texans are linked to possibly making that move. Is that a move you think Nick Caserio would make?
I know Nick Caserio would do it because he'll take anything. If Henry Ruggs gets out of prison and he can still run and he can catch, the Texans will be working him out because it's a different era. When Bob McNair was alive, he would never have let him sign some of the players that they've signed under Caserio, because he always said he didn't want people with patterns of bad behavior who could become cancers in the locker room. And the thing about Arnold, there is a great story in The Athletic this week that was a deep dive by 3 reporters, and they had everything: witness testimony, police body cam, the calls about reporting theft. And what's funny, this thing that Arnold was involved in about beating up 2 guys they thought stole all their stuff, turned out it was the wrong 2 guys. So he's got a great attorney, Harvey Sternberg from Denver, and he's got a great agent, Nicole Lynn. He'll get off with something, and teams will be all over him. Aaron Glenn was his coordinator with the Lions. He's the head coach of the Jets. Texans last year took Damon Arnett. That guy had a list of baggage longer than the airport terminal, and he didn't do squat. So, yeah, I don't know where he would fit in. He certainly wouldn't start. They've got Derek Stingley Jr. and Kamari Lassiter, best pair of corners in the league. Jalen Petrie's their slot corner. Arnold's used to starting. Was very telling to me. The Lions, who know him better than anybody, they cut him immediately. They didn't even wait for the testimony, didn't wait to see what was fact and what was fiction. And you guys know, NFL teams, if they think somebody can help them, they'll take, most of them will take just about anybody. And I'm telling you, if Henry Ruggs had gotten out on parole a couple of months ago and he could still run the way he did coming to Alabama when he was a first-round pick of the Raiders, teams would have been trying him out, even though he killed a woman and her dog.
John McClain is with us. And John, it's no secret that the Houston Texans have among the best defenses, if not the best defense in the AFC. Under Robert Saleh's leadership and play calling abilities, is there a possibility you think the Titans could ever get to that level of defensive intensity that the Texans have?
If they draft and sign players like the Texans have on defense, drafting or being in position to draft Will Anderson Jr. 3rd overall, making a trade for Danielle Hunter. They're the best pass rushing ends in the NFL. They've done a great job bringing in defensive tackles and coaching them. First thing they have on defense is great coaching in their line. They have a really good coordinator who calls the defense, Matt Burke. D'Amico Ryans oversees it. They have 2 really good starting linebackers. One the Titans know very well is Ezel Shire, and the other one's Henry Toa, came from Alabama. Mm-hmm. And then they got a great secondary. And so if you draft and you sign good players, yes, Robert Saleh can have the best defense in the league, but it doesn't happen overnight. It's taken Caserio. He got here in 21, and it was only great last season.
John, when it comes to down there in Dallas for the Cowboys, the news story came out, Marshawn Nealon, the information came out, he had CTE stage 4. Former Cowboys defensive line coach Aaron Whitecotton, who is now with the Titans, had a little emotional moment back at minicamp in mid-June. I've played football. I've had a few concussions here and there. I know CTE is always a big topic of conversation, and I know the NFL is always trying to have somebody with eyes in the sky if there's a head injury or so forth. I mean, do you believe that the NFL is doing their right justice of trying to protect these players on the field?
They're doing everything they can do about concussions right now, other than making players wear those helmets, those oversized that look like beehives. A few of them do. The union, they would have to be negotiated. If every player wore those helmets, it would be even better. But a lot of them don't like it because They think they don't look as good. Some say they don't feel as good. Jalen Petrie, the Texan slot corner and safety, is really good. He weighs 200 and he wears it. And it makes his head look 5 times as big, like he's an alien. But you know what? He's one of the hardest hitters in the league. And thing about CTE, you cannot detect it until someone is dead. If they ever invent a test that you can take while you're alive and they administer it, say at the combine, all of a sudden you find all these prospects coming out of college who are susceptible to it or already have it starting, that's when you can see a serious effect on pro football. But right now, players, it's like smoking. Do people still smoke knowing they can die of lung cancer? Of course they do. And heart disease and everything else that's been proven against smoking.
Oh, yeah, Will
Smith. Oh, yeah, it's going to be the end of the National Football League. And it wasn't a pimple on an elephant's butt.
That's very true. Yeah, John, I remember when I was in high school, and I remember they would show us the NFL had this chart of helmets that the players could use. Do they still do that in the NFL where they go with ranking of the best helmets to use and the worst helmets that they're probably not recommended to wear during the season?
They do. They do, and it gets better every year. And I don't know why the union doesn't make the players wear the safest helmets. And only time would tell if the player's performance suffers. You're not supposed to use your helmet anyway, but you can't help it. When you get tackled and a quarterback or running back's head bounces back off the surface, it might help if some of these grass fields were kept from soccer and the World Cup, because you don't hear, and players' heads hit, and every once in a while you'll see in the soccer a concussion, but players bump heads all the time, and they go down the ground a lot. But I think keeping natural grass would help with concussions as well, instead of artificial surface. I know C.J. Stroud got one 2 years ago at the Giants Stadium, which everybody hates. It's artificial. And one of the excuses you hear about the NFL, coming from the NFL, is NFL teams don't want to keep that grass because stadiums are so expensive today. They need to have other events on their fields, and it would ruin the grass. And my answer is, well, how come I see bands from the U.S. playing on soccer fields all over the world?
It's a valid point. And that's the thing. In soccer in Europe and South America, whatever, they have these giant contraptions. I don't know what they're called, but they're like heaters. They're like space heaters, but for the field, so they can still grow in the colder months. That keeps the grass green 24/7. I guess that requires a lot more expenses for sure. But I'm kind of with you there, John. That was my next question, is about a lot of these NFL players they have a strong reception about the natural grass being played throughout the World Cup at all these different NFL stadiums. I mean, do you think there is a possibility that we could see a transition back to natural grass for these players?
Well, Mark Davis is doing it with the Raiders, and I think that's great. Their stadium was built where the grass, like Arizona, it's outside, and it's watered during the week, gets sunlight, and then it slides into place until all the stadiums start to have things to do that. I saw one of the soccer stadiums. They don't have the same feel for soccer matches as they have for concerts and other events. That grass field disappears, and then they have another field that comes out and replaces it, another surface for big events like that. And if they have that, we could have that. You know, they should make teams building new stadiums have things like that to protect the players. The only other way the players could get it, they'd have to go on strike or give the owners something they really, really want in the collective bargaining to say, okay, we'll give you that, but we want grass fields, and we want the union to have a big say in what kind of grass, and then they do it. Then they might have to go on strike to get it, and they're not going to go on strike. They haven't since 1987.
Yeah, if you go look online, it's Real Madrid, the Bernabeu. It's a weird contraption that they built. It's a part of their $2 billion renovation. It's the field's on like a metal cycle. It's like you're in an elevator, and it brings up the new field. It's pretty incredible to watch, John. Highly recommend looking it up.
That's where I saw that. Everybody should see how they do it, starting with every NFL team.
He's John McClain, longtime NFL insider out in Houston. Normally joins us every Monday, but was kind enough to join us today. John, thank you for your time. We'll talk to you next week.
Guys, it's my pleasure. Thank you. Hope you have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
See you, John.
I have never interviewed John McClain before. That was a fun one.
Yeah, man. He's always a blast. John's a good dude.
A little bit of breaking news in Major League Baseball while we were on interviewing with John McClain.
Yes.
The St. Louis Cardinals and star rookie second baseman J.J. Weatherholt are in agreement of an 8-year, $112.5 million deal. No options in that contract.
Beautiful.
It needed to get done before we go to negotiations with the CBA. I'm glad they got that done.
That's roughly what, 14 million, 15 million a year?
Yes.
Good. Perfect.
I'm good with it.
I mean, he is the future star of the St. Louis
If you would have
Cardinals.
waited, that would have been more expensive.
Yeah. And I know in the new CBA deal that they tried to, I guess the new MLB deal they're trying to get with these younger players, after December 1st, if this does get passed, a max deal you could do is like 260 million or 230 million, which you're just hindering the opportunity for a player like that.
It's also over twice as much as you're paying him right now.
Yeah.
So good for the Cardinals, good for Weatherholt, and most importantly, good for us St. Louis Cardinals fans. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. Coming up next, we'll react to some of what John had to say, some interesting points that he made there, and reset our question of the day. We'll do all that coming up next year on the Chase and Big Joe Show, sponsored by the Omni Nashville Hotel on 102.5 The Game. Welcome back in, Chase and Big Joe here on 102.5 The Game. Connor, Nute, Nick Frazier here with you. Brandon Bigsby spinning it behind the glass today. Just joined by John McClain, who was kind enough to, although he canceled on us on Monday, not his fault, had some prior engagements.
Yes.
He was kind enough to join us this week. So I really thank him for that. It was a fun interview. Very interesting guy to talk to. I mean, with his tenure covering the NFL, I think he said he's on year 50 of doing that. So he's seen it all.
He does a sit down every week with Mattress Mac. You remember Mattress Mac?
I do.
Yeah, he does sit down with him all the time. It's pretty cool. He posts them on Twitter.
That's awesome. Let's reset our question of the day just for funsies.
And might I add, John was not at Taylor Swift's wedding. For those that were wondering, he was not there.
I don't think John would purchase $25 worth of her garbage either.
Not at all.
That's just me. I think he would. I think he would probably oppose
bigger
that.
Fish to fry.
I should have asked him our question of the day, but I'll re-ask you.
Yes.
And all of you listening, 615-737-1025. What is your first sports memory of attending a game in person?
And that for me was probably the Nashville Sounds way back in the day, the early 2000s at Old Greer Stadium. I used to go to Gabby's Burgers.
Burgers.
On the other side. They're still there. Fantastic.
They are.
Got the wood panel walls. Delicious burger. I still go there from time to time. But I would go there before the games and then, hang out with Ozzy. Wasn't that?
I miss Ozzy.
Ozzy, what was it? The lion?
He was like a mountain lion. Kind of thing.
You hang out with Ozzy, man. That was a lot of fun.
I love Booster. Booster makes more sense.
Booster the Rooster?
He's a hot chicken.
Oh, okay. Chicken. Oh, my word.
But Ozzy was cool.
Wow. That was a crazy play. I'm sorry. I'm looking over your shoulder. Yamal just did a pull drag. That was crazy.
I'm excited. I'm pulling for Spain to win this simply because I want to watch France-Spain for a shot at the World Cup final. I think that'll be really fun.
Yeah, that was kind of the favorites. I mean, minus Germany going down. I was telling Joe, I think it's going to be France and Germany in the final. But when they went down, I was like, well, it'll be France and Spain probably. Yamal is an incredible
He's unbelievable.
Player. He is unbelievable.
It is weird. I've entered the stage in life that I can now see players that are younger than me, especially in college sports. Like there are some that are a little bit older than me, but now like all these freshmen coming in are all a lot younger than me, and it's weird.
All these kids that are born in 2004, 2006.
I was born in 2004.
Oh,
so
sorry.
These kids are born in like 2008.
Yeah.
2009.
That's wild.
I remember that.
2008, 2009. I've yet to see anybody born in 2010. Oh, whoa. I take that back. I have, but like not on an actual card, like seeing the birth.
My sister was born in 2012 and she's going into high school now, which is just insanity to think about.
Yeah, it just makes me feel old, but okay. That was crazy. Yamal knows how to just put a ball past the wall. That's
a good player. He's a good player. He plays for Barcelona.
Barcelona. Yes.
I knew it was one of the two.
FC Barcelona.
I almost said Madrid, but
close.
I was close.
Vinicius Jr. plays for Madrid, the Brazilian forward.
So they're the new Messi and Ronaldo then.
Essentially. Yeah.
That's fun.
But you know what? Barcelona's always going to be Barcelona.
Barca.
It'll be a fun one, though, to watch.
I was a big Barca guy in FIFA when Messi was there.
Oh, yeah. Dude, back in
Messi,
the day.
Luis Suarez.
Yep. Neymar.
Mm-hmm.
Sergio Busquets.
Who was the one that bit someone?
That's Luis Suarez.
Oh, was it?
He bit Giorgio Chiellini in the 2014 World Cup.
That's right.
It was Uruguay and Italy in the group stages. I remember that. That was the last game that, Chiellini played at the World Cup.
Some texters on our text line answering our question of the day.
Yes.
8586 says his first event was Bubba Wells playing basketball for Austin Peay.
Nice.
Texter on our YouTube chat says, I became a Vanderbilt fan after going to the Tennessee Vandy game in 2000. Despised the Tennessee fans. Tennessee fans got very cagey when Vandy made a comeback.
Is that 2000s football or basketball?
That's what I'm wondering.
I
lean basketball, but I'm not sure.
But look,
I was not here yet.
I believe that was football. Yeah.
Okay.
So 25th ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Oh no, that's not right. So that'd be basketball. Sorry. Basketball.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah. That was basketball. So there you go.
About 25 years too late. But I told you mine was probably the Memphis Redbirds. I remember because I remember eating the ice cream out of the helmet.
Yeah.
And now it's a tradition for me. Anytime I go to a baseball game, I get it. I remember going to Predators games. Like I told you, I was scared of the fan noise and I was scared of the hype video. Now I wish it would come back.
Brad Pitt, there you go.
There he is.
Wearing a U.S. shirt. Good for him.
Yeah.
I remember going to
representing
Preds preseason games because my dad was a season ticket holder way back in the day before the housing market crashed in 08. And I remember my brother and I both were taken out of school early on like a Tuesday or a Thursday. And the Preds were in preseason and like early, September, right? Does that sound right?
Yeah, sounds about
right.
right.
It was like a 2:00 game, and we normally got out of school at like 3. We got out at 2:00, and we drove down there, and by 2:30 we were in our seats. There was barely anybody there, but it was a lot of fun to see. Like when you're a kid, you're like, "Oh my goodness, hockey during the day!"
That's what
crazy.
I went to the prospect showcase the other day because we were off that day. It was that Friday,
yeah,
and it was super hot, and I was like, I think inside next to the ice will feel amazing, so I'm gonna go and just watch free hockey.
Sure.
The amount of dads that brought their small kids, like their little 3-4-year-olds. There was a lot of them, but it was fun to watch because those kids are getting kind of their first exposure to hockey and their jaws are just on the floor the whole time. Oh my.
That's kind of what Sean Henry's always mentioned. It's like a family affair.
This
is always a great thing to do with the family.
I do remember going to a Titans game. I want to say this was 2008.
Mm-hmm.
The Titans were playing the Steelers. It was so cold.
Yeah.
I was like 2 or 3. I remember going. I don't remember the game, and the reason for that being is I made it through the first half, and then it was so cold I fell asleep in the second half.
Let's see.
But I do remember. Was Bullock still on the team?
Yeah,
then
2008.
He gave me a fist bump because we were friends with,
I believe,
someone in the organization, and we went in the locker room, and KB gave me a fist bump. It was awesome.
He had a great game that day too.
Yeah.
He had 13 total tackles, 10 solo tackles. I mean, 2 pass deflections. This team was pretty darn good. It's surprising how they didn't go further.
That was CJ's year too.
That was the 13-2 year. Yeah,
or no, CJ's year was the next year.
Well, I'm talking about just the record. They had a really good record.
Yeah, they were the 1 seed.
Yep.
They lost to the Ravens.
They won 31-14 that day. That was December 31st. Was that New Year's Eve?
It might have been.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Let's see. It was. No, just 21st. Sorry. Dyslexia sucks.
Still, it was around Christmas.
Yeah.
I do remember that. 615-737-1025 is the phone number. One final segment for us here this week. In lieu of celebrity birthdays being brought over to Robbie and Rex Road, we have instituted Where Are They Now, which has been a huge hit with you all.
And light the fire, folks.
We'll play it one more time. We'll also tell you what day it is here on the Chase and Big Joe Show. Connor, Nute, Nick Frazier here on 102.5 The Game. I'm trying to figure out who this is. Was that Chris Brown?
No. Do you want to? There's 4 different people up here.
Neo.
No.
Boys to Men.
No.
Usher.
No.
No.
Is he doing Spock?
I can't really see this.
I don't know.
You guys just want the names?
Yeah, just give it to me.
It's Charlie Wilson with Justin Timberlake, Pharrell, and Snoop Dogg.
That is JT. What a pull this is.
Yes.
There's Pharrell right
Fantastic.
there. Where was this?
I don't know.
That's a good question, honestly. I don't know.
There's JT. Anyways, welcome back. Jason Big Joe here on 102.5 The Game. Before we play Where Are They Now and tell you what day it is, couple more texts to wrap us up on our question of the day. What was your first sporting event you attended? 0178. My first sporting event was my Sunday school teacher was a football player with the University of Tennessee, and he had connections. So he took our whole Sunday school class to Memorial Gym for Vanderbilt versus Tennessee, and he got us into the locker room, and I got to get Allen Houston's autograph. How cool is that?
That is pretty cool.
2636 Dodgers Stadium. Dodgers at Padres at Jack Murphy Stadium, 1981. That's Viking Matt.
Yeah.
Go Birds, AutoZone Park, my first sporting event too. Yachty and Pujols, both still in Memphis at the time. That's 90-64. Go Birds, indeed. Not the Philadelphia ones, but the Redbirds. 8586. I'm not going to read that. I'm sorry. Never mind. Let's see. 7419. I remember going to Nashville track and being in the pits watching the races because my dad was a pit crew member for Jay Alexander's team. After the races, I would always run around the track. That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
0667. My first is going to Memphis to watch the Oilers against the Bengals at the Liberty Bowl.
Oh,
That is they weren't even the Titans yet. They were the Tennessee Oilers. Was that the first year? And then the second year was in Vandy Stadium. And then
when they came over.
And then Nissan. Yeah. Matthew.
Adelphia Coliseum.
Adelphia.
There you go.
I remember Adelphia. Matthew in Nashville. The first one I remember was going to a Belmont Bruins basketball game in 2004 when they used to be in the ASUN conference versus UCF, who was also a former member of that conference. Do you want to know what other conference UCF was in before they were to the American? And then they went to the Big 12.
What is that?
Conference USA.
Oh, the more you know. Connor Newt bringing the history lesson today.
I can bring you. Look, I may be young, and I saw a text here that says, he's making fun of me. He says, OMG, quote, I was 3 when in 2008. I was actually 4. Get Big Joe back so we can talk about the 90s. You kids, LOL. I can't help my age.
I'm a 90s baby. Are you kidding me? I mean, on the back end of the 90s.
Are you 98 or 99?
Yeah, 98.
Yeah, I thought so.
So,
anyways, without further ado, what day is it, Nick Frazier?
Yes. All right. First on the list, we have Clary Hugh Day. It's something I don't know.
Clarinet Day?
No, Clarihue Day. It has a book as the picture, so something
Okay.
I'm reading probably. Collector Car Appreciation Day is today. Don't step on a bee day if it's a carpenter bee or another.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one.
Don't step on any of them.
It's a big one.
National Kitten Day, not Mitten Day for the Michigan
Mitten Bowl.
That will be there. You go. We're getting the crowd all riled up.
Don't forget.
National Pina Colada Day is today. So if you like a nice adult beverage, there you go. Pick Blueberries Day is today. You can have a blueberry pina colada.
I feel like, didn't we have a blueberry day earlier?
Yeah, something with blueberries, something like that. The last two, wrap it up here with Teddy Bear Picnic Day. You can do that with the blueberries. And then World Kebab Day. So
World Kebab. I love me a good kebab. Get some steak on there, some pepper, some chicken.
Kifka lamb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big lamb kebab guy.
Do you put fruit on kebabs?
No.
Do you grill pineapple?
Okay, then yeah, that's the one exception.
Yeah, there you go.
That's one exception.
There you go. Without further ado, we play our favorite game. Where are they now? The rules are simple. We go around, list the career paths of former and or current players. There are no points. There are no rules. There's no winner. It's just for funsies. I will begin from the University of Kentucky, drafted by the Washington Wizards, then traded to the Houston Rockets, and then over to the Los Angeles Clippers.
I know this one. I know.
Yeah, you do.
John Wall.
Yeah, you do.
Good old John
If you were
Wall.
paying attention,
Yep.
I dropped my little John Wall reference in there.
Love it.
Make sure you're paying attention to the full show, folks. Nick Frazier, take it away.
Yes, going to the gridiron. I've been going to the gridiron all week for the most part.
Yeah, you have.
Let's see here. From Hartsville, South Carolina, went to the University of Tennessee, drafted in the 2002 NFL Draft in the first round by the Tennessee Titans, followed by the Washington Redskins, New England Patriots, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time Pro Bowler, and second-team All-SEC.
Defensive,
Yes.
Albert Hainsworth.
Look at you. Great pool.
Brandon Bigsby, go for it.
All right, we are also sticking on to the gridiron here. This player is from Green Bay, Wisconsin. He was a third-round pick in the 2006 NFL Draft, and he has played for these teams: the San Diego Chargers, the Seattle Seahawks, the San Diego Chargers once again, the Tennessee Titans, the Indianapolis Colts, and the Cleveland Browns.
Drafted when?
He was drafted in 2006.
Okay. Chargers, Titans.
He is a
Chargers,
quarterback.
Seahawks, Titans.
Quarterback.
Wait a minute.
Is it the brother of a guest we know?
No.
I think I know. Is it Billy Volek?
No, it is not Billy Volek, but it is a iconic Titans backup.
Iconic Titans backup.
It's not Kerry Collins. He played with the Giants.
This is a good one.
It's not
Brian.
Hasselbeck. He played with the Chiefs.
Played for the Titans.
Is it Matt Castle?
No, would you like me to
No.
tell you who it is?
Matt Castle played for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Or do you want another guess?
So wait a minute. It's the Chargers, Seahawks, Chargers, correct?
Yeah, Chargers, Seahawks, Chargers, then Titans, then Colts. Then he last played for the Browns in 2016.
I think I know who it is.
Who you got?
Is it Clipboard Jesus?
Yes,
Is
it
it
is.
Charlie Whitehurst?
Charlie
Yeah.
Whitehurst.
Let's go. What a pull.
Lord Jesus.
I like that. That was great.
Great pull. Great pull. All right. Give me just a second. We're going to go to the ice here. Please bear with me, folks.
Sure.
As I look this one up. Okay. We are ready. We're going to the ice. Phoenix Coyotes. Keep in mind that.
Mhm.
Ottawa Senators. Nashville Predators. Then on to the Edmonton Oilers. Very famous here in Nashville.
Very famous.
Mike Fisher.
That is a great pull. That is correct.
Eh.
No.
Nope.
Oh.
Really?
Oh, he said Phoenix Coyotes.
Oh, yeah. I thought he said Ottawa
Ah.
Senators in there as well.
He
did.
did. He did.
That's why I was
We may
thinking.
or may not still be paying him.
Is it Kyle
Kyle
Turris?
Turris.
Kyle Turris.
I think he's off the books finally.
I think he is. I think you're
This
right.
year.
I think as of July 1st, he is off the books.
Wow. That's deep pull.
But
there.
Kyle Turris is our second contestant from me. Nick Frazier, take it away.
All right. Went to the University of Florida, drafted in the first round, played for the Titans, the Eagles, and back to the Titans.
Ew.
First team All Pro, 3-time Pro Bowler.
Javon
Javon
Curse.
Curse.
Yeah. I feel like that would give it away. There you go. Love it.
Yeah. Look
I
at that.
should have went with my last one first, but it is what it is.
Brandon Bigsby, your turn.
All right. I was inspired by our conversation earlier for this one. This player was drafted in the first round of the 2012 NBA draft,
Okay.
played for the Golden State Warriors, as well as the Portland Trailblazers for a short time. Went to school at Vanderbilt.
Went to school at Vandy.
I should have been paying attention when he was.
Wait a minute. Jeffrey Taylor played for the Charlotte Bobcats for
No,
a
it's
little
not
bit.
Jeff
It's
Taylor.
not Jeff
It's
Taylor.
not Jeffrey Taylor.
He was on that team with Jeffrey Taylor. in the same
Jonathan
draft.
Jenkins.
No.
No, it's
Brad Tinsley?
No.
No, wait. You said Golden State.
Yes. Golden State.
Festus Ezeli.
Big Festus.
Yeah,
Festus
there you
Ezeli.
go.
Festus Ezeli.
There you go.
Yep. We're feeling it today.
All right. I'm having a brain fart right now. So
I got one ready to go if you want.
Go for it.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll come back to me.
Sticking with the gridiron, here we go. Played for the Titans, the Eagles, the Bills, the Green Bay Packers, the Cleveland Browns, and wrapped up his professional career with the Saskatchewan Roughriders in the CFL.
Oh, yeah.
What player is this?
When was he drafted?
2006 by the Titans.
Okay.
Pac-Man Jones.
Not Pac-Man Jones.
No, Pac-Man played for the Bengals, I
Yeah.
think.
And the Cowboys.
The Cowboys. Give it to me one more time.
He played for the Titans, Eagles, Bills, Green Bay Packers, Cleveland Browns, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Is it the Met show?
No, not
No.
Mettenberg. 2006.
No, it's earlier than
Why
that.
do I want to say Lindale White?
Not
It's
Lindell
not
White.
Lindell.
I'll give a hint. Quarterback.
Yeah, I know.
This will definitely give it away.
It's not Carey. He played for the Giants.
Vince Young.
Yeah.
It
it's
is
Vince Young.
VY. VY is my guy.
I didn't realize he played for that many teams.
Yeah, after the Eagles, he kind of dropped off and was on a lot of practice squads and backups.
All right, we're going to the gridiron here. Tennessee Titans, St. Louis Rams, Green Bay Packers, Oakland Raiders, New Orleans Saints, Los Angeles Chargers.
Two-time
Two-time Pro Bowler. I will not be giving you the position because you'll get it easily.
What
Repeat
year?
that first team for me again.
Tennessee Titans.
What year?
Drafted in, come on, Pro Football Reference. Don't let me down here. 2009.
2009 to the Titans. Any idea, Brandon?
I'm blanking out.
Tight end.
Tight end.
Jared Cook.
Yep, there you go.
Oh.
If you move quick, Bigsby, we can fit you in.
Yep,
That's
I got
what she
one.
said.
I got one more. We're going on to the ice. All right.
All right.
Started out with the Montreal Canadiens, then the Dallas Stars, then the Washington Capitals, the Phoenix Coyotes, and he ended his career as a Nashville Predator. He played from 1999 to 2017.
Yammer Yager.
No.
No. Oh, that's good. Let's see. Ended his career with the Preds.
Mm-hmm.
Began his career where? Phoenix?
Montreal.
Montreal.
God,
In
where's Adam Vingan?
98.
He's not here today.
In 98. I know this is going to be wrong, but Vernon Fiddler?
Original Pred, too.
I know. Yeah. That's the only thing that came to mind. I know it's wrong.
I'm blanking. It's Friday. I'm
Yeah.
blanking. I've hit my wall.
You guys want to hear it?
Yep.
Mike Ribeiro.
Now that one's a deep pull. Mike
That is a
Ribeiro
pull.
played a huge role on the Preds teams when he was here.
Yeah, he did.
Huge facilitator of the puck.
That 1 year.
Number 63 on the ice. Number 1
Was in
your
the
heart.
Stanley Cup.
True.
That'll do it for us here on the Chase and Big Joe show. It has been our pleasure to fill in for Chase and Joe this week. If you like what you heard this week, we'll be back in action, not this Saturday, because God knows we need a break. Next Saturday, I
There
think
you
we'll
go.
be back in action. It's called the Weekend Huddle. It's with myself, Nute and Nick Frazier. But that'll do it for us here today. DVD coming up next. Willie Donick and Derek Mason will take you through the end of your Friday right here on 102.5 The Game.